I don't know why.
Heard that song forever.
I'm something. I had that song stuck in my head this entire time.
Have you? Oh my
The
word.
entire time.
We haven't sang that song in like months.
I
Do
love
you
that
do you
song.
know the English Combine Harvester song by the Wurzels?
No.
They've got the thickest West Country accent when they sing this song, but it goes, "I've got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key."
I could dig it.
Pretty
I could
adorable.
totally dig it. Welcome to my so-called life. It is Saturday. I hope everyone's doing well. To anyone who watches this in the future, I absolutely thank you. And I want to say hello to Terry. Hello.
Terry.
Sydney, great to see you. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. How are you doing today, Shalom?
I am absolutely spectacular. Thank you.
Twinny McTwin from the Twin Planets playing first base for the Minnesota Twins. How are you this evening?
Please. I'm doing great. I'm on round 2 of lives for the day. I'm ready to finish it off strong. Let's do this. I always have the best times with you and Shalom and Tammy. Yes, I do. Makes my night.
Yay! Hello, Candace. How's it going? Show your quilt block. Man, it's early. You want me to take it off already? It is early. Show your quilt block.
Is that what you're calling it these days? Show us your quilt blocks, baby.
I was thinking, here we go.
Yeah. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, Arlie. How are you doing? Hi, Sydney.
How's it going, Arlie?
And there's Terry. Hi, Terry. Hi, Candace. Hi, Arlie.
Don't mind me. I'm just putting.
He's putting on his quilt blocks.
My 1,000 screens together. Oh, I forgot to turn this one on.
I was so just so the folks know, I walked into the little back stream before the stream chat at about 3 minutes to the hour.
Oh.
And in those 3 minutes, I don't know where my head is today, but everything was like, that's what she said in my mind the whole time. One of those days.
I work in the construction setting. There's some things that are said on my job that I don't know if I could legally say them on YouTube.
Yeah, I believe you.
There are things that we say to each other that if you said to a stranger, it might get you put on probation.
Right.
So I just discovered, well, I mean, I always knew it was there, but I was the first time watching it today. Agatha All Along.
Agatha, yeah.
And I never watched it. I watched the first episode today and I'm hooked.
Yes. Isn't she amazing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yes. Hi, Candace. Spent too much money, huh, girl? Must have been a good quilt shop.
Oh, I missed it. It was a quilt show.
Quilt show.
Oh, quilt shop.
Yeah.
Okay. I jumped when you said quilt show. I was like, where? Can I drive there?
Well, you're going to one in about 2 weeks. Have fun.
It doesn't feel like it.
To California, but you'll be fine. You at least know your way around now.
On my international harvester. I'm going to go grab my coat in a minute. Tonight, I'm actually going to be sewing. I'm going to be making a plaid coat in my classic style. But I'm thinking about going absolutely insane with the collar. But we have to get there first.
Okay.
I have everything lined. I just have to sew everything together and then sew that together. And bada bing, bada boom, it's a coat.
Oh my gosh.
How's
Okay,
this
here's how talented I am, guys.
Okay.
I can choke on my own saliva.
Wow, that's a talent?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. You know.
Interesting. I at least do that once a week. I mean,
I told you I have 3 left feet. I trip on air. So
Okay, like you say this 3 left feet thing here, and just which leg is your 3rd foot on? I'd like to
have you ever seen I'm real life Slewfoot. Man, it's early and I'm already dun 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 to YouTube. YouTube shorts have done me wrong
I
with
told you how to fix that.
you
I told
have,
you
and
how to fix
you know what's funny? I did fix my last one
that. Okay.
because they did me so wrong with my last short,
Mhm. Oh.
and I was like shaking. I was like, no. But
What
in the
happened?
YouTube doesn't allow. Well,
They don't
you
like you.
can't. You can pick your You can pick the thumbnail for your short, but
Yeah.
you have Twin figured it out. Because I just kind of took it as it was. I can joke on mine too. Plastic fall going upstairs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even right now, I overfilled my coffee and I was like, why did I do this? As I'm walking in here, I'm like, why did I do this to myself?
You gotta walk with
Mhm.
confidence. That's what my dad said, because my dad would always fill it to the brim. He goes, "Jess, if you walk with confidence, you'll never spill it." I'm like, "Okay." And I
My
always
mom always said, "Watch where you're going, not what you're doing."
mm,
My mom would say the same thing.
yeah.
But no, she says, watch where you're going, not where you've been.
Oh.
Okay.
She would
Go-
always say that. Yay! Hello. They say you can in the app, but I could never change it.
I can show
So
you today.
I
Show you.
am
I'll make a
I
video.
am like I'm weirdly bold-legged. I grew up riding horses. I played hockey. I don't even have an excuse. I'm Slewfoot, like real life Slewfoot, and nothing exposed it more than my YouTube shorts. Here, let's see if I can find it. It's down here now, but my stance, like, and you know what? To all my people who stand with their feet going in the same direction, I'm here for you. I am here for you.
Do you want me to show you how my feet are eventually? I'll take a picture.
See, like, oh, that doesn't do it justice because there's one where every single one, my feet are together, and I'm like, why are you exposing me?
You've had a lot of videos. It's the last time we've talked about this.
I post shorts. Come check me out. Here we go.
Yeah,
Okay, for all my people, I do stand like this, and there's nothing wrong with that. I naturally stand like this.
You just look like you're doing a dance. You know?
Oh, like toe heel.
Yeah, he's just partway through a dance.
When you're on a horse or something, your feet naturally slope in. When you play hockey, you're constantly going in the same direction. I've had a lifetime of just forcing my feet to go in that direction.
Just messing up your anatomy, just horseback
Good
riding, hockey, great ways to completely screw up your body.
You know, in a weird way, I wouldn't let my kid played sports, but I didn't let him do anything high impact until he was older. Because I knew people that ruined their body before they were even in high school.
I will, Terry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I ruined my shoulders swimming and doing strength training, like lifting weights before I was old enough to lift weights.
Oh yeah,
because if you start doing it before you're 13, you can completely wear out your joints, and that is what I did to my shoulders.
And you ruin your growth plates if you do heavy amounts of weights.
Maybe that's probably why I'm 5'4". I'll blame it on that.
I gave you an extra inch with William earlier.
Were you doing were you doing Olympic deadlift at 12?
I used to be able to bench press my own body weight, which is a lot for a girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot for a girl. I was tough. Not anymore. I used to be tough, and now I just have memories of being tough.
Oh, same here. I tell myself all the time, like, you're tall. Be careful what fights you pick. Make sure they're not in their
Well,
20s.
now the thing is, at least now I know that I don't have to be tough because
Mhm.
I know where all your pressure points are, and I know I've got crazy eye.
Oh.
I'm a bit pigeon-toed as well, but I didn't realize I'm doing it. I didn't realize how slew-footed I was until my shorts, and I'm like, oh, they're exposing me. That is not a kind angle at all.
Bold move, YouTube.
But now that I know how to, what, part of me though, I'm not even gonna go back and change it. I embrace, like, when I started going gray, I was like, you know what? It's a part of life.
I agree.
Sorry, the circle of life got stuck in my head the second I started talking about gray. The second.
Yeah, Simba.
So I can't wait till summer. I have a Simba shirt that I wear all the time. It's a cut off sleeve shirt. I wear it all the time.
I look forward to the summer then.
I have a whole different wardrobe because it's this. I live in the surface of the sun, so it's a whole different way of dressing that time of year. Do you do that where you live? I'm sure you have the summer attire.
That time of year, it's like every month but one for you.
It occasionally this wet stuff comes from the sky.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, no, it's permanently 70 here. When it hits 90 and above, you feel it.
Just for that, I'm gonna wear a sweatshirt every day this summer.
Hey, that okay. Weird protest.
Yeah, weird flex, bro.
I can't show my arms, man. Too tough looking.
That's right. No one gets free tickets to the gun show.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't you dare say bless your heart. I know you were thinking it. You were thinking it.
I said that yesterday. I can't say that 2 days in a row.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And in the UK, they say, oh, bless. Oh, bless.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not the same thing as bless your heart.
No.
No, in the UK, they actually mean it nicely.
So you weren't here yesterday, so I had to sleep.
Today it's not that I took the day off, it's just I decided to, and sometimes it feels good to not be running around like a crazy person.
Yeah, of course it does.
I think I should take more days off.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'll support that. That's a pretty nice plan you got there. That's smart looking.
This is my so-called life exclusive. I've had this for over probably a year and a half, 2 years in my fabric stash. Okay. Just sitting, waiting to be sold.
You've been letting it age. Like a fine wine.
I'm not into wine, so we'll say it's expensive cheese.
Yeah, there you go. Green cheese.
I've had stinky cheesecake. It's amazing. Like made from
I kind of want it. Yeah.
Stinky cheesecake?
I'm not even
I like a stinky cheese. I love a stinky cheese, especially okay. If you're not a stinky cheese fan, I'm gonna make you a stinky cheese fan right now. But you gotta have a glass of wine.
Okay.
Okay. Red wine. And it should be a really a robust one, like a Cabernet or like a Cab Sav, or a Merlot or something like that, right? Okay. Now then you have sticky cheese, like maybe a blue cheese or something like that.
I love blue cheese.
And you go and you warm up some honey, right? Okay. And you stick your honey dipper in it, and then you have you get like a walnut, a toasted walnut or pecan, and you stick the pecan on the top, and then you put a little bit of that honey on there. You grab your stinky cheese on your bread and you chuck it in your mouth and you have a sip of wine and oh,
Just,
mm-mm-mm.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All
Yep,
right.
it'll do it for you.
I'm
I bet it was.
extremely pro stinky cheese.
Mm.
It's because a long
Yep.
time ago, I went to Wisconsin and it changed my life.
You what? And it changed your life?
I went to Wisconsin a long time ago and I had stinky cheesecake.
Oh.
And I was like, because I'm obsessed with cheesecake. I'll even eat gas station cheesecake.
Oh,
That's a bridge too far for me.
yeah, I think I'm gonna cross. That's crossing the line for me. I want a homemade or something from a
Yeah.
bakery.
Yeah, I if I'm gonna buy something from a gas station
Not the
and actually
same.
eat it, it's got to have an expiration date, like 3 or 4 or 6 or 12 months in the future. You know,
Your gas stations don't sell cheesecake. Our donut
Mm.
shops sells cheesecake. They sell cheesecake everywhere here.
okay. That being said, though, I would eat cheesecake from a Bucky's. You
Oh,
know,
from
yeah,
Buc-
a Bucky's. Oh yeah,
If you come to the Southwest, I'll take you to places that are like Bucky's. There's this one place where on one side it's all healthy stuff and on the other side it's all candy.
yes, Terry. Again, we're back to the gas station conversation.
yeah. I
Okay,
just
hear me out. Hear me out.
I think we have, and we still decided you're wrong.
And it's just like the dirty water with the dogs yesterday. Like,
Obsessed. Can't get enough.
Yeah, yeah. I it's kind of one of those things where
this is
eating
why
food from a
you're a
gas
man.
station, drinking from a puddle. I don't know
Man.
which one I would choose.
Hey,
Mhm.
I draw a line. I would never drink from a stream. I have a life straw.
Okay, that's where you draw the line. Get a life straw.
I would. I know survival skills. I'm not out here doing too crazy stuff. I just like stinky cheese and gas station food.
But cheese at a gas station might stink for all the completely wrong reasons.
I like boiled peanuts, mostly fun. Them at gas stations, exactly.
I've never had a boiled peanut, and I would really, really love to. Never had them.
And
Us
I think it's
poor Canadians.
also where I live. And it's like this all over America, but in LA they have reinvented the hot dog. So there's hot dog stands everywhere. There's fancy hot dog places. So we're weird about hot dogs here.
You mean
So
they've been gentrified? You
they're
guys have
readily
gentrified the damn hot dog. Okay.
we have the LA dog. It's basically a hot dog wrapped in bacon with green and red peppers. Avocado if you're
Okay.
feeling real froggy.
Okay. I like
Well,
where
you
this
put avocado on
is going.
Gas station food helps keep your gut strong. Absolutely.
You're amazing. Yeah.
Or have a life straw as well. See, life
I don't
straw
have
is
a life
actually
straw.
essential.
Wait, am I supposed to have a life straw? Is that part of life? Is it like the thing that I need?
You can drink out. It has a filter in it where you can drink out of a creek in an emergency situation.
So am I supposed to be ready for an emergency at any time?
Yes,
Like
on
right
your
now?
international harvester.
I don't have one of those either.
I'm just kidding. I have that song stuck in my head again.
I like mustard on a hot dog, Terry. Mustard. Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for some kraut on my hot dog.
I like
Sometimes.
kraut. Kraut's good.
It depends. It depends. Like I recently purchased a stove that has a grill in the middle. I make the street dogs like they do in LA. I'll put peppers on one side, I put my dog on the other, and then I combine them in the end. It's amazing. I even drink unfiltered water straight out of the tap. You know what though, Candace? I grew up drinking LA hose water, and I'm still here.
Wow, you really sound like a Gen Xer.
No, but people like I don't know. I grew up hardcore, so
I mean,
Oh,
I grew
you
up
can
on
manage
hose
the
water.
hose.
Hose
Yeah, you
water and
gotta bury your
neglect.
onions, Terry. Gotta bury the onions. Mm.
Yeah, I can't eat raw onions. It's bad news if I eat raw onions,
Oh,
So
I
unfortunately.
you
can,
can
yeah, I can
drink
eat
out
raw.
of a puddle with the way things are going in the world. Yeah.
Okay, Terry, I will go ahead and purchase one, and we'll go from there. And I'll put it in my book bag because I bring that everywhere with me. So
I mean, I keep saying this. I know I said this a million times, but because I live in a rainforest, our tap water is like I could give you bottled water and tap water, and every single time, every single person would say the tap water tastes better.
mhm,
Our total dissolved solids are just next to none. You
yeah,
got good water.
And
that's what I
ours,
really miss about living in New York. Well, we had well water, and so it's just like I got used to just drinking all the minerals and everything that's from the aquifers. But then when I moved to the city and everything's chlorinated, oh, it was so gross, so gross.
it's the same after the earthquake. Ever since the '94 earthquake, we get chlorinated water, and you could smell it in our water. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Hey,
I was
Joyce,
totally
have
gonna
you
say that,
found?
twin. Hey, Joyce, how's it going? Hello, hello.
Well, if there was an apocalypse, I know where I'd be going.
Mhm. Hi, Joyce.
I'm ready.
And when the apocalypse comes, I'm gonna go over to Candace's house and I'm gonna bring my collection, and she and I will be under the table and just having a great time. You know.
Okay.
Candace is gonna have that tequila filter. I'm ready. And it's not even like I'm ready. I have generators. I live near a gas station. I know how to get gas without a gas station even needing to be on. I'm ready. Yay! Great to see you. Great to see you, Joyce. But let me tell you, like people always say that when the '94 earthquake happened, my entire neighborhood came together. We had
Mhm.
potlucks every night. It was like we came together as a community. So if a disaster happened, I'm sure people would get their stuff together.
Yeah, there's some people that would. Like, I mean, I know all of my neighbors, like 4 houses away on a first name basis kind of thing, but I know that that's pretty freaking unusual.
Mine have no survival skills whatsoever. I feel sorry for certain people if things really do go bad because they have no. I grow potatoes
Mm.
and have patience.
Nice. Nice. I have had a lifetime of outdoor survival naturalist kind of training, like
Mhm.
where I live, you would have to be an absolute idiot to starve. The food here is just you just have to get to the ocean and wait for the tide to go out. There's plenty of food, you know.
Yeah.
I love fish.
Mm.
Oh, I'd be out there with like
Yeah.
Opie with my fishing pole.
Yeah, and we have mussels, we've got
That
lots
was
of
so good.
clams,
Oh, I
oysters,
love.
you know, there's lots of sea vegetable, there's lots of stuff right along the line, the tide line,
Mhm.
like sea asparagus. Oh, I love me some sea
Oh, I
asparagus.
never had Caesar.
Oh,
Mm.
yummy. We got lots of berries, you know,
All right,
lots
so I
of
guess
beer.
I guess I do know where I'm going. I'm going to Shalom's house.
That's right.
Yeah, I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna cross the border.
I mean, in the apocalypse, I don't think that anyone's going to care about an imaginary border.
Yeah, it's true.
Gonna guess that all the border guards are going to go home at that point.
Probably. You just never know.
The lack of communication, Candace, doesn't bother me. It's just less peoply sounds in my ear holes. That's kind of sounds good to me.
This is why I'm not too cynical on people around me. But this younger generation that was raised on The Walking Dead, I'm kind of scared of them. Because in most situations, people would come together before they became inherently violent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Good
night,
night,
Joe.
Joyce.
Thank
Hi,
you so much
Sheila.
for coming
Hey,
by.
Sheila, welcome
Hey,
in.
We're
Sheila,
talking
hello,
about the
hello.
apocalypse and what we would do. And me and Candace are going to get drunk.
I agree with you, Candace. The average person does not have the inkling as survival skill. Around here, I judge people that pay other people to wash their own car.
Yeah, you know, that is.
I have a neighbor who has a service. He comes and washes his car. I'm literally in front of my house with a hose and a sponge, like washing my own car.
Having a drink in between.
Oh, it just makes me laugh. Like I wonder how much he pays that guy.
Oh, people that wash cars make pretty good money.
Because they're detail and they're not like, but
Yeah.
it's so yuppie to me. That guy's not going to survive the apocalypse.
Hey, Sheila, that's a life skill. Wait until it comes and everyone comes to you for clothing. Okay, they'll be sorry then.
I think about that all the time because years ago, people used to always say, I'm ready for like the snow apocalypse in California because I make so many coats.
Yeah. And the knitting community says that knitting is a post-apocalyptic life skill. And I don't disagree.
Man, I gotta catch up. I need to catch up on that. Don't fill my ears with clutters and a lot of people couldn't get out of their town with GPS. I bet 3 generations can't read a map. Oh, I'm dealing with a generation of people coming to the workforce that can't read
Mm-hmm.
because the internet has done it for them their entire lives. Or they can't comprehend. Like if you go anything outside of the spectrum of like basic words, they cannot understand what you're saying.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And these are people who made it through the union and passed tests and come with certification.
Yeah.
Yes, so Terry, I remember Waterworld.
But utters his plans for apocalypse. This hoarding fabric, I'm ready. I am ready. Okay.
Hi,
So, hey,
Katie.
Katie. Car
Hey,
washes
Katie.
are crazy expensive. I wash my own.
Oh, I pay $20. No, yeah, $20 a month, and I have a guy, or not a guy. I just go through the little thing, the little car wash.
Here, if I do that, we have $9 car washes to do the same thing. I
Mhm.
can't believe something's cheaper in California.
Oh no, for the whole month?
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's $9 a trip.
Oh, mine's $20 for
Oh,
the
okay,
month.
that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I can go as many
Terry,
times.
Terry, I was obsessed with the movie. I loved Waterworld, and they had they might still at Universal Studios Hollywood, they have a Waterworld setup, and it's a show where one of the person talks trash to everyone walking by. The Kevin Costner person comes and saves the audience. That was an expensive movie. And maybe that's why they still have this set at Universal Studios all these years later.
Well, yeah, they had to build a giant pool that they could fill and empty really quickly. It's like the movie version of those like baths for old people.
I want one of those so bad. We haven't talked about this in a while. I want one of those shower baths that they have the
Those
advertisement
step
for.
into walk-in
Oh,
bathtubs.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I
No,
would
you
put jacuzzi jets in mine.
No, you don't. No, you
Because
Thing
they
is,
secret
though,
my
you get trapped in there while the water's draining because you can't open it,
no.
and then you start to get cold real fast, and yeah. If hear me out.
You might be able to jump out.
Well, no, but there's lift tubs. I wouldn't mind one of those because there's a lift inside of it, right? And you can lean right back and then you just press the button and it lifts you out of the bathtub on your little floater bed thing. Yeah, those are good. I'd have one of those.
If anyone's wondering, it's 6:30.
Oh, well, hello.
You know what's so funny, Shalom? Before I got my office job, I actually used to install those for people.
Did you?
Yes, anything that had to do with people with physical or mental disabilities, like
Adaptability things. Yeah. Okay.
we would put anything from handrails into showers, but no one ever got the old people tub. This is where my obsession came from. I never installed one. So for all the other stuff I've made, I've never made that tub. I want one in my house. I don't care if I'm shaking in the corner while it's draining. I want one so bad. Cocoon was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Now I need to watch Cocoon again. It's been a long time. Wasn't it Wilford Brimley, the right thing to do guy?
The diabetes guy. Diabetes.
Yeah, he's in there.
In 1989, we were on a vacation in Mexico and there was a hurricane. And they took us in the basement and we watched Cocoon while the hurricane was destroying the hotel. Good times. Good times. I loved that. And Johnny Five. Was it Johnny Five? The robot? No one remembers Johnny Five. Okay. They were in New York.
No.
I know Terry remembers.
I'm waiting for her to say yes.
No, thank you. Underwater, but not here. I want one so bad. I want one so bad. Just get a jacuzzi. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. That's not. I'm not anti-jacuzzi, but here's my thing about, I don't know. I can't sit in one too. Like if it's like 95 to 100 degrees, I can't sit in there that long.
No, me neither.
I spin.
But you can just turn it down. Like they're temperature controlled, right?
Exactly. That is true.
Make it 80. Or make it even slightly cooler than the air outside.
Jump over the wall. I would do this, Terry. I would jump over the wall and just fully commando land on the ground. Yes, it was Short Circuit. Thank you. I was obsessed with that movie when I was a little kid. I was obsessed with that and Cocoon.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the big question. The $64,000 question, William. If you did get a jacuzzi, an outdoor jacuzzi out in your backyard next to your fountain, how often would you go out there and find somebody just randomly in it?
It would be an animal. It wouldn't be a person.
Oh yeah, okay.
My next door neighbor, the house. Well, I know the person that installed the jacuzzi, and they very famous would say it. Every time they looked up, they saw a different animal. So they'd be sitting in their jacuzzi, they'd look up, a skunk would be like, "I'm next." Then the next day they'd look up, the raccoon's like, "That looks nice. That looks nice in there." So I'm more worried about animals than people where I live.
Yeah. I definitely would want like a wooden lid, like not just one of those soft pool blanket things. No, I want a lid
with a lock on it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But also, again, when I was in my 20s, when I had a different job, I used to do service calls. I got a call for a man who his jacuzzi wasn't working. And I did construction. I'm like, why are they calling us? His jacuzzi was in a room in his house. So we had we basically had to cut in the wall and all these things. And I was like, I asked him very candidly, because I was in my 20s. I was like, what's the practicality about having this? And he's told me, he's like, some people think I'm terrible. Yeah, he's like, some people think I'm weird and some people love it.
But was it carpeted in there? Because that would be
Yes.
just gross.
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. And it wasn't the thing that tripped me out the most is that it was in the middle of the house. I would have that room next to my backyard. If I had a room like that, so you could walk outside after you're 150 from the hot tub.
Wow.
I wonder what that guy's doing, because that was 20 years ago, and he was probably my age now. So now he's
So what's the line? Hey baby, you want to come back to my carpeted jacuzzi room?
I don't even. That's something
you want
that
to
I don't
come
even
back
know.
and get some foot fungus in my house.
I don't even know if that's something that you would mention. See, that is a foot infection waiting to happen.
Right?
Should I? I'm going to play some bobbin roulette. I have a semi-wound bobbin right here. Let's see. We'll get my other piece and see if this works.
Does nobody have a bobbin winder? Jesus. They're $20. Why? Okay. He has 400,000 sewing machines and not one single bobbin winder. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I guess you can just set up the machines like bobbin winders.
Wow, yeah.
You know what's crazy? And all the crazy things I've purchased as far as sewing related, I've never purchased a bobbin winder.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, that's what we were just talking about. Yeah.
He totally has. He did, Sheila. He did. And he looks like the kind of guy that was like swinging. He did. I can't believe some of the hot tubs I've seen when I was younger. Surprised I didn't get nested here pregnant. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
See, I grew up. We're in my hometown. We have public pools and spas everywhere. So there's parks and pools. It's beautiful where I live. Still to this day, I won't get in certain spas because there's the sea. Like, people have too much fun in those spas. And these are like $1 million neighborhoods, well kept. I still will not step in this. If I can't smell chlorine, I'm not stepping in there.
Okay, so my brother, right? Remember, rugby player?
Oh, yes.
Rugby friends.
Yes.
University. All right. Okay. So guess what he and his buddies had installed in the house that they lived in? They rented this huge house. It was like 7 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, and it was 2-car garage. It was a huge house. So guess what they had installed in their living room?
Mechanical bull?
No. Oh, no, that would have been fun. No, it was a stripper pole. I shit you not. It was a stripper pole with a little tiny stage. Just a tiny little, yeah. I don't know if anyone ever.
Oh, it got used.
Yeah. But it was probably the boys.
All those boys, of course it did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they did often have kegs, Terry. They often had kegs.
I knew someone who taught a class. She presented it as an aerobics class. She is famous on the east side of Los Angeles now for her classes. But she teaches stripper, like, I don't even know what to call it. It's aerobics. They call it aerobics, but she teaches pole dancing.
Candace, we've had this discussion before. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Rugby players do have legs like horses. They're good legs.
Hey, sure. Sherry. Hello. Great to see you. Welcome.
Hi, Sherry.
Rugby players have the thighs of hockey players.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, there was this one interview. There was this interview with Sidney Crosby. He's just sitting there. His legs were disproportionate to his body. His
Yeah,
legs
hockey
were.
players don't skip leg day. It's just every day is leg day when you're a hockey player.
I was like, wow, that's he. Like, man, it was noticeable. You could see it from the front. Hey, Rita, hello.
Hi, Rita. Oh,
Rita, we're just way all over the place tonight with this conversation. I guess that's not unusual, is it?
no.
Yay, hello, everybody. I'm making a plaid coat this evening, and we're having fun. I tried to get not as strong coffee, but then I end up adding more grounds and then adding a shot, and it's just as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and the darker the well, at least like the darker the roast of the coffee, the less caffeine there is in it. So
Mhm.
get a good robust espresso roast and it's super satisfying, but it doesn't have the content of caffeine like a green bean.
When I drink just espresso as coffee, I'm doing backflips around my house. I did that the other day. I don't know why. My planning was off. I didn't have coffee, but I had espresso. I warned my son. I was like, "Look, this is a little bit different. This stuff is rocket fuel." And I know he went and waited for me to leave the room so he could drink some.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry, sometimes I think I live in Letterkenny, or no, it was Sheila that said that. I mean, I live in Canada.
Oh,
Letterkenny is my neighbors.
Sherry, I'm talking about espresso. I'm obsessed with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
My husband was a soccer player. His legs were pretty good too. I still putt around with my skates. That's what keeps my frame nice and stout.
Very nice. Oh, Sheila. So my daughter turned 16 in December, and we had a super soft birthday party for her. Everything was pink and pastels, and
Aw.
you should have seen um the goodie bags I gave her friends. They had like toys in them and lollipops and like just every little 7-year-old. Like I went to the dollar store and loaded up on cheap, crappy little
Yes.
prizes, and I filled up these like paper lunch bags and I wrote their names on them like it was a lunch.
Aw. I miss doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, it was a total 7-year-old birthday party for my 16-year-old. It was great.
There's nothing wrong with that. Still to this day, my son feels if it's your birthday, you need to have cake and he has to eat it. So on my own birthday, like I have to buy a cake
Yep.
for my son every year.
Yep.
Hey,
Yes, Sheila, we
Judy.
had party hats, and I even included a whole bunch of stickers and bows and weird shit in those bags so that they could decorate their own party hat. I wish I had a pony or a unicorn. It was what it's supposed
That
to
would have
be.
topped it right there.
Yeah, but I
Mm.
couldn't get a pony.
As someone who works near a place where they rent out ponies, I love the look on little kids' faces when they see the ponies are real. And they're like, oh! Or they find
Yeah.
a mini horse and they're like, this horse is my size. Hey, Judy. They're like, oh, this horse is the same size as me. Jess, Rita was asking,
Oh,
did you eat?
yeah, I did. I got my dinner in. Thank you so much, Rita.
So now it's a tradition in my family where we have to get cake.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, of course. Of course. Like cake and birthdays just go hand in hand. And you should be able to pick your own cake. But I mean, if you're buying it, I guess you get to pick your own cake, right?
Mm.
Oh yeah. And I'm obsessed with ice cream cakes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who doesn't love an ice cream cake?
And there's a very specific type that they sell at the Safeway by my house, and it has the bottom is just a giant cookie. And then they put cookie crumbles, like oh, it's amazing. It is
Mm.
I kind of feel left out in this conversation. I can't tell you the last time anyone has gotten me a birthday cake.
What? When is your birthday, Jess?
It's in September.
All right,
September
you say
what?
that we're gonna have a rip roaring party. I want to get you Ninja Turtle
No,
party hats and everything.
Yeah, she's having a super soft birthday party. What's happening? Do you know what I mean by a super soft birthday
Yeah,
party?
I do. I do.
Okay.
Me too, Candace. Candace, I miss my son being a little guy. Now he has a beard. I miss my son being a little guy.
When my oldest turned 4, I made her one of those Barbie cakes,
Oh,
you know, with the Barbie in it. And we went to a dance studio and we got dance lessons and they all got to dress up. There was a whole trunk of costumes for them to put on. So it was like all these little 4-year-old girls
Cute. Yeah.
dressed up in costumes, dancing around. Like, oh, it's so fun.
oh, I miss that. I miss that. Never had the dress experience, but we would go to the Jumpy House.
hmm
We went to Chuck E. Cheese so much, I started liking their food.
So you never had to like dress up with like a super cape on or anything like that?
Oh, he
Like
lived in
super-
capes. I made him capes, and I
Yeah.
kept every single cape I ever made him. Even
Wow.
he had this one that said Superstar. I kept it. It's ratty. I still have it. Oh, I miss the cape days.
Yes.
I made a cape for Avery for Halloween last year because she wanted to be the King of Hearts. Well,
Oh,
her buddy was the queen.
I love that. We actually call my mom the Queen of Hearts because if you mess up, she calls you in her office and she
Off with your
fires you. We used to always jokingly say, like, the basket's full. Gonna empty the basket of heads over here.
Oh,
We'd always tell her we're gonna get you a basket and
Oh
I'm
my
gonna make a bunch of fake heads and put them in there.
Have you
But,
ever
you know.
seen Axe Cop?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Axe Cop is a cartoon drawn by like a much, much older brother who like in his late 20s, early 30s kind of thing, who has a younger brother who's like kindergarten, first grade, and has that kindergarten, first grade boy imagination. And the brother kind of basically writes the scripts and the older brother animates it. And so the crap that they do, like, I mean, it's Axe Cop. He's a cop that fights crime with an axe. And his sidekick is Flute Cop. And they go into space and fight dinosaurs and things like that. Like, it's ridiculous. But but Axe Cop cuts people's heads off and then says, throw that in the head trash. So if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor. It is ridiculous. It's so funny. It's just absolute nonsense. And you just sit there and giggle.
I need nonsense. And thank you, Candace, for saying I would have been a good girl dad. And I loved that 70s show.
mhm.
And have you ever seen the show Malcolm in the Middle?
Yeah.
The mother in that show is my mom.
Is she?
Oh what is wrong with you? That is my mom. Like that. Every
Yes.
time I would hear her say that, I'm like, oh, that reminds me. My mom's opening
Trauma.
line is, "What is wrong with you?" That was like my mom's opening line. Or, I can't believe you did this.
Kitty from
to
that
be a-
70s show is in Agatha All Along and plays an amazing part in that show. You might enjoy that, Sheila.
Don't mind me. I'm just doing magic over here. I'm trying to be
Yes, you
nice.
are.
Alibaba's not here, but Alibaba used to call me out because I would really cut corners when I would when I was literally sewing corners. I would just kind of use it as a guideline and sew around it.
I mean, I've never seen somebody who guides with the far end like that. Just steers from a mile back.
I have long arms and I hope for the best.
There you go. You know, like it's not I'm not putting you down or anything. I'm always hunched over, way up close.
Mhm.
Oh, the bobbin's been out for a while.
Oh,
Oh,
I hate that.
Uh,
you were so close, but yet so far.
I don't have Disney. Maybe someday.
Mm.
Dang it, Sheila, I would totally stream it for you on Discord and just shared my screen. But Disney Channel is the most severe with blocking out stuff from being shared on the stream. It's so bad. Oh,
They go out of their way to remind me that I have it, but every time I try to activate it, nothing happens.
Mm.
I just got the Disney Channel for Shogun.
Well, I pay for hockey because we're crazy here in America, and everything
Oh,
is privatized, so I have to pay to watch hockey.
yeah. I mean, everybody has their sport thing that they love.
But it's cool because I can watch almost any team as long as it's not my own.
It's true.
They're so ridiculous with that. I'll never understand why.
Only so many people can
Because
fit
they-
this game.
Well, no, but they want you to pay extra just for your team's content.
Yeah.
Yes. Or they assume that
Here's
you're always
Ollie.
like, hey,
Hi,
Ollie.
Ollie. He heard us.
Yes,
heard us
we
call
summoned him. We summoned him.
How's it going?
Hmm.
Hey, make sure that's down there.
William was talking about how you tease him, Ollie.
I just have International Harvester stuck in my head now.
Ooh, Supercross sounds like fun. Oops.
Sorry.
Sorry, man. But what are you doing having a nap at 9:52 anyway?
Yeah, Ollie.
You know?
I guess he's a night owl. He's a vampire too.
I am very much so of a vampire. You know, I'm trying to reverse my hours. Says the guy who starts drinking espresso at 5 o'clock at night. I'm
Which
trying to
teasing?
reel it in.
Oh, he wants to know teasing. Shalom, why don't you tell him the teasing that he does?
Oh, for the way I turn corners while sewing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how he steers? He steers his sewing just like by holding it as far back as he can and just hitting the gas.
Telling you, I'm. It's like flying a B-52
with no bombs.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he does tease a lot too.
And it's, this is life without a serger. I have to get used to not having a serger again, so I have to be a little bit more thorough. With a serger, I'm not saying that it thinks for you, but it kind of does.
Pirate sewing. Pirate sewing.
Alibaba knows. Here in the house of sewing, we be pirates. We be
The time changes tonight, guys. Thank you for reminding me, Candace. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to try not to be dramatic. This time of year, I love the time change. The other time of year, it ruins my life every year.
Because you get an extra an hour of sleep?
No, when I lose an hour.
No, you are losing an hour.
No, when I gain an hour, it ruins my life. Whenever it's darker and longer. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what happens here? It's the funniest shit. I know I shouldn't laugh because it's not funny. It's kind of bad, but it's also kind of funny. The day of the time change, the fall back. We have, it is the biggest night in the next night is the biggest night of the year for search and rescue, because people still like to go out and walk in the woods and don't realize how much earlier it gets dark in the woods. And then when the time changes and they go out in the woods, it gets dark an hour earlier than they even expected. So search and rescue is always super busy.
And you have to you have to think about where you are. Like, I live in the land of perpetual sunshine, but I live next to a mountain. So certain times of year, the sun goes down at my house at 3:30 in the afternoon. Because I'm literally like at the bottom of a mountain. The sun's still out all around the valley, but because of where I live, it's twilight. I am the sewing Dusa. Oh, I need a car.
You need a flash.
I'm gonna call my car the William Tecumseh Sherman.
Oh, that's when you can get your bloodhound.
Not exactly. I've been in the cockpit of a B-50. Oh, my pops used to build them, and my uncle would fly in them. So I
have to go tell my kids that it's the time change tonight before I forget, and I will. So I'll be right back.
Okay. I've already started changing my clocks. It won't automatically change.
It's so sad. Because of my cell phone, I don't even pay attention to it anymore. Because of modern technology, like even my computers, everything kind of switch over on their own. I remember when I was younger, you'd have to switch every clock in the house. And I grew up in a house with a real clock that would chime every hour on the hour.
Yes.
So it would bing, like if it was 3, it'd be bing, 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 Oh, I miss growing up in people who weren't used to my house. They were like, does that thing go off every hour? It would keep some people up. That's awesome. That's awesome, Sheila. I grew up around the aerospace industry because of my pops. So I have respect for anybody who fly a plane. I'm retired, so I don't worry about the time change. Absolutely, Judy. I love that. That's the proper attitude to have.
If you need to set your alarm and go. If not, whatever.
I think it was more when I was younger. I don't know. And even as a farmer, I used to always say, I'm not a farmer. And even as a farmer now, I don't like the time change.
No.
I guess I don't know. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, hopefully someday it'll not happen at all. So
in Arizona doesn't
yeah.
Doesn't
it's all grayed out.
Ever.
I know I have to teach
them. How's it going, trees?
Hi, trees.
I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else besides Arizona. I forgot about that.
No.
Sorry, it's been a while since I haven't had a serger. I actually have to pay attention. I think that's one thing without having a serger is the serger, it cuts and makes decisions for you as it's sewing. So regardless, you're gonna get what you got from a serger. This is more of a negotiation. I don't wind up the grandmother clock anymore. Easier to change the time on that than fast in the digital. I miss that though. Like, it's dramatic. I had a fake grandfather clock, and I didn't realize how fake it was until I brought my grandmother's in my house, and I was like, I put that thing in storage. I was like, you guys can't even be in the same room. The fake grandfather wasn't allowed to be around the real one. I miss that. Maybe I should put a bunch of clocks up like I used to have. Absolutely. Good to see you, trees. Good to see you. I hope everything's doing well. Do you know what's so funny? We've had the craziest weather here. It's either been 80 or it's raining or there's but today was paradise.
Was it?
Yeah, we had clouds and it was in the 70s.
Well, that's beautiful weather. Were you outside most of the day?
What's that?
Were you outside most of the day?
I am, yes, because it's that time of year. I gotta clean my side yard, cut the tree, kick the raccoon out of the shed.
Yeah, that raccoon's still in there. You haven't even touched it.
I don't think he's in there. I took the door off.
Oh.
No, there was during. I didn't realize
You
how
didn't
much
tell me
the
you took the door off.
I didn't realize how much the raccoon hung out there until one time, like one of my last ASMR shorts, because I would just film myself sewing in my fountain. The I have to refrain from what I really want to say. The raccoon walked out of the shed like literally with a robe on, smoking a cigar. Like, what are you doing here? In my own backyard. I looked at that raccoon like, you are so gonna get evicted, buddy.
Yeah.
If I had a shot every time I heard time change in Arizona in the same sentence, I'd be dead. I lived there 20 something years ago, so I every once in a while all this stuff comes back to me. Mine is a real one. Wow, Alibaba. I have a cuckoo clock I brought from my friend's family shop in the Black Forest. It's beautiful, but remembering to keep it going gets old. Would you ever have something like that in your house? Could you hang with something that chimes every hour?
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
my
at
grandparents
noon,
have one. Yeah.
at noon, it comes out and does a dance.
I will eventually, hopefully, be given the clock that my grandfather left to me that does that. It does the the Westminster chime. Do 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 do. Yep.
Yeah.
I grew up in a house with a doorbell like that and clocks all around having that chime because my parents
Wow.
were just obsessive Anglophiles. Obsessive.
Yeah, it would take me a while since I don't have anything right now. That probably bothered me for the first few nights. Mm.
You know, the sad thing is, as human beings, like you would eventually get used to it. You know,
Yeah. It'd just be
it,
part of my
Yeah.
life. Mm-hmm.
it's the sad thing about conditioning. Like I grew up in a noisy house, so like I said, the first time I was out in the country, I couldn't sleep at night because it was so quiet. You could hear the cows moo, cows walking around. Like, I need to hear a freeway, a big rig hitting its brakes. Mine can chime on the half and a quarter hour too. Can shut it off. Mine has 4 times including the Westminster.
Mm.
You can keep it from making noise. There's a little latch on the door that the bird comes out of. Good to know. Good to know. A lot of that stuff, like there's certain antiques where I try not to mess around with them too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of camera equipment and stuff that's really outdated and antiquated, but it sells for thousands every time I see a piece of it. I know it's shocking.
Why? It's the second time somebody said this to me today. Do I really look tired?
You look great. You look absolutely
Thanks.
great. You are shining, twin.
Thanks.
You're absolutely shining.
Okay.
She's radiant.
Absolutely. My parents have their grandfather clock when my sister passed a couple of years ago. My nephew took it. I'm glad it stayed in the family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, I didn't realize how fake mine was until I got my grandmother's in the house.
Oh, sorry, because I'm not laughing and I'm not red.
You did
I was
change a
over.
few colors last night. You did.
See, that's what they're used to.
Hey,
It's
Kilroy.
quiet now.
The clock was my mom's pride and joy. Make her happy. Aw. I have a fan running at all time for background noise.
Hi, Kilroy. How are you doing?
I'm telling you, like, it's a weird thing. Like, when I lived in the heart of LA, I would snore. Because you could hear people like, hey! It was always busy. It was the strangest thing.
Do you still snore?
If he did then, yes, he does now. But now he doesn't have people that yell at him.
I was about to say, you
Mhm.
know, I've given this disclaimer a million times. In my sleep, I roll, lick, chomp. I get up and eat food. Like
Okay.
it's an event.
No.
He's a
Mhm.
horse.
He's a
I, I whatever I'm doing in my dream, I'll be doing like while I'm sleeping.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that I sleep like an absolute monkey, like because I have woken up with my blankets behind my bed, like in the gap. I somehow managed to get it into the gap behind my headboard.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't find my blankets. Yeah, that's where they were. Yeah.
The one thing I know, the one thing I pride myself on though, for as crazy as I sleep, I haven't rolled on the floor.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
so
where
I'm
when
not.
I fall asleep is how I wake up. Like you'd be like, is she breathing? Is she walking? Oh.
I talk and walk in my sleep. I sleep eat. I've said this a million times, and it's funny now, but I'll wake up and there's a half of Oreo stuck to my shirt. And I'm like, I wonder how long that thing has been there. Because I wake up, I feel semi refreshed, but I can always smell it on my breath when I'll open my eyes and I'm like, I ate a sugar cookie in my sleep. Because I can instantly smell it on me. Oh, it's the strangest thing, you know. At least I don't drive or anything. You walk in your sleep. I do, but I don't go outside. I don't drive. I knew somebody who woke up with their car wrapped around two oak trees.
Mm.
So I'm
Oh
not that bad.
no.
Oh yeah, they literally got in their car, but they were on Ambien.
Oh yeah.
Both of my kids talk in their sleep. I do. I am that song. I hear the secrets that you keep
When
talking
you're
in your
When
sleep.
you're talking in your sleep.
I love that song. Now I
The
have to.
romantics.
Oh, tonight I'm gonna
Wow.
bump that song.
Mhm.
You tell me that you want me,
Tell me that you need me.
but I do. I talk. I talk in my sleep.
And I know that I'm right because I
I
hear
hear it in the night.
Doom, 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 doom. Such a good song.
Ooh, that could be our karaoke song. All three of us. We can do that one.
Well, my karaoke song is always Hotel California because
Mhm.
it's the only song that no matter what state of mind I'm in, I know it word for word. And I have proven that over a 20-something year span. That
no
is
matter
my
how drunk you are, you can still sing it.
I have to see the words to it. I don't know all the words.
Detroit Lake, Oregon. We were boating all day, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, let's just go in this random bar." We walk in, it was a biker bar, and when I say biker bar, I mean like the scary guys you don't see on TV because they're so scary. They were looking at us like, "What are
The
these
half
guys doing?"
percenters.
Oh, the real one percenters. I walked up to the jukebox, put on Hotel California. By the time the song was over, I had a bar full of friends. We were literally singing the song like this with each other.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Hotel California. That is my song. It brings people together. I have to make sure the doors are locked. My husband walks in. Exactly. That is one thing. I do lock my house down. I do. I do lock my house down. I couldn't get out my front door without keys, anyways. My daughter comes from college and wants to sleep in my bed. This girl sleeps on her stomach, elbow spread, her legs out. I kick out the first night. Oh, that's like my son. He's the same size as me.
Mhm.
Like, nah, bro. Aw, but he hasn't had a nightmare in a while. Aw, he's a grown man now. You've just sabotaged your chance in getting a security clearance. Oh. I do talk. I do. Now I hear the secrets that you keep. I know that you're walking in your sleep. But I don't get, it's more funny to me because I wake up like with frosting on my forehead and I'm like, "Oh man, that must have been great." My problem is I'll grab the food and I walk back to my bed. And I literally either I eat it or I put it on the pillow next to me. So I end up wearing it.
So you just want to sleep with food, basically.
Yeah, I do. Let me get my chocolatey voice. I do want to sleep with food. Food and
Oh,
I get a
baby.
bowl of spaghetti. Just to buy. I'm
Put
just
on
gonna.
the Barry White.
No, I need. I put on something that like I don't know, either a movie I've seen a million times or like lately I've been falling asleep to Letterman and Carson, and it's so funny because that's what people were doing when they were on. So I pass out. I don't usually move into sleep. I'm okay. I think I might be getting sick. I am so sorry, Kilroy. I am so sorry. For me, this is like this time of year. I'm either recovering or I was sick. I don't usually move in my sleep. I have two cats all on the right side of me. One sleeps on the pillow above my head, and the dog sleeps under my chin. I don't know if I I can't be restricted. Like if I do, I literally keep chocolate frosting around and eat it at a spoonful. Walk around, just shamefully eat spoonfuls out of the chocolate frosting. You don't do that, twin? Come on. You're not walking around just like,
No,
oh,
like when I was 10 years old.
I told you I eat like an emancipated 13-year-old.
Yes.
Hotel California was my sister's song. I still see her in her wedding dress and her black snow boots. I love that song. I love that song. Absolutely. That is a great memory. Absolutely. Now you made me want ice cream.
Go get it, Judy. Go get it.
My problem lately is that I'm too much like, I'm going to treat myself. I want to treat myself. And then I wonder why I've gone up a pant size. Well, food never caused pregnancy. It's pretty. Absolutely that we know. Well, I'm actually a great cook. So food, never mind. I listen to the same song over and over. I'm pretty sure Spotify told me I listened to it more often than anyone else in the world last year. There's nothing wrong with that, Sheila. I have a very specific playlist I listen to over and over. And I didn't even realize it until YouTube pegged me. And they were like, hey, this is your list. And I'm like, oh, it is. Because usually whenever they would give me a playlist, it's nothing I listen to. But this one literally is. I have little tubs of chocolate frosting too. Thank you, Candace. Thank you. See, Candace is walking around with a spoon in her house too.
Yeah.
In the same way, don't you?
You go, Candace. You do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Aw, one dog sleep. I don't know. I guess falling asleep, I can't, like, it's weird. I think it's because I've had breathing issues. I can't have anything on my chest. But then I'll roll around and eat like an Oreo or like a bunch of stuff I'm not supposed to. By the way, all the women in here, happy International Women's Day. I meant to mention that. Happy International Women's Day to everybody around the planet.
Yay.
Hold on, let me get my Captain Planet stance. Yay. I have International Harvester stuck in my head. This catches up when she showed us that she has to put her snow boots on. Aww. It's weird when I see certain pictures because my family is so much older than me. I see like wedding photos and I'm 12. Just total ugly duckling. Like all my ears are up to here, or my chin is up to here. I'm just all chin.
Oh.
I like that you say that. I totally stole that from you, twin. The ugly
Mhm.
duckling phase.
Yes. Well, that's what we went through, though.
Well, you're growing into your body in all directions, you know.
You go from being like a really cute little kid to like the ugly duckling stage back into a really amazing person.
I
Yeah.
need this T-shirt or this patch. I don't even drink
Yeah.
alcohol, but I would wear this.
Yeah. No, but it's true. It is true.
It is true though. No stories start with I'm gonna have a salad. I'm obsessed with cuties. I have some in my fridge right now. YouTube gives me
Mhm.
4 different my mix lists. They were actually really specific. I was really surprised because I listened to I have a very eclectic view of music and they had everything in there but really
Mhm.
it was a conglomerate of everything I've ever clicked on. Do you get strange playlists?
My kid just told me that she's decided she's a Slipknot fan, and I'm just like, uh, just please, no shrine to Slipknot, okay? Because she has shrines, you know.
You
Yeah.
know what though? It's like it's phases though. My son went through a hardcore corn phase, and I was like, I don't know if I can relive this. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
go through this
Yep.
again, man. I
No,
was
we
there,
did that.
bro.
We did that in the 90s. Thanks.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because I forgot how like I'm just not that angsty anymore. And corn is like beating me down to the ground. I am in my 40s, sir. I am too old to be
Mhm.
beaten down to the ground. I no longer feel that way.
Mhm.
Thank you for helping me through my youth. I no longer feel that way.
Mhm. Yeah, I know now that everyone understands my feelings, and everyone else has had them too. And
I have to laugh. I was listening to like Radiohead in my room in the dark. I was that guy. And I kind of laugh now,
wow.
you know?
Yep. Yeah, you gotta laugh now, right? 'Cause
I was in my room listening to Karma Police, just like rocking
karma
out.
police.
And Candace, I do this too. Um, Monday through Friday, I cook every day. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner for my son. On the weekends, I'm literally like eating peanut butter out. I'm on the couch, like eating peanut butter out with a spoon. Total bachelor. I'm eating burritos, like the packaged ones you buy from the
The
store.
frozen ones. Oh god.
Well, I heat it up in the. I'm a grown man. I heat it
Okay.
up in the microwave and then I fry it. So they're amazing.
But they're probably still completely molten lava when you try to take a bite.
I let it cool off. I let it cool off. Like even last night after the stream, I made pigs in a blanket. I was so anxious to eat it.
Oh.
I'm like, you're too old to burn your mouth. Stop. I had to like stop myself. I was like, all right. I literally like right before I ate it, I was like, you know what's gonna happen. You know you're just gonna burn yourself. So I put it down and I didn't burn my tongue. Oh, my sister got married in her 50s. Because I'm so much younger than everyone in my family, I was like at everyone's wedding. And there, I saw a picture. I was so young, I don't remember being at that wedding, but I was there. Okay, I fixed the ice cream for my husband, the dogs, and me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good job, Judy.
Oh, that still makes me laugh when I see people giving their dog a puppuccino.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pigs in a blanket? Question mark?
Yeah.
What are?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And
I make it with kielbasa and
oh, I'm starving.
croissant rolls. But you roll up
Okay.
a piece of like sausage into like rolls, and then you cook them.
Okay, so almost like a sausage roll, but with Pillsbury
Yeah.
inside.
Okay,
Okay.
I cut mine up.
that's how I make it. Like I got all beef hot dogs And then I wrapped them in Pillsbury and threw them in the oven at 350 and came and was in the oven like this. Like, you done yet? Are you done yet?
It takes
And
about
stop
20
rounding
minutes.
up.
Okay.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
always doing laundry and walking around, so I come and check.
Then you need
And that
mustard.
music is extremely whiny, Kilroy. It is.
Mm.
I'm obsessed with Pigs in a Blanket, Candace. I'm obsessed.
Yeah. You put mustard on it, right?
Like yes. Put
Yes.
Parma or Romano cheese on before cooking. I've never done that.
Romano. Interesting.
I guess we're just, like the people that come from the old country make sausage rolls with pastry and sausages.
Candace, I am ready because there's a bunch of stuff in North Carolina I've never heard of. So I'm ready. And I want to go to Biscuitville, and I'm gonna go to Biscuitville, and I'm gonna talk like this.
No, you're not.
And I'm gonna say, may I please have 3 orders of biscuit and gravy from Biscuitville, and someone to roll me out of here. Be like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, Sheila.
Just tip me
That is.
sideways.
Sausage rolls were mandatory at Christmas at my house too, and at New Year's.
I'm
I
obsessed.
love a sausage roll.
That's why, like, if people found out around the world that we pretty much eat the same thing, we'd just all call it different things.
Yeah.
The world would be a better place. I was scared of sausage roll until I had one, and I was like, "Oh, that's what this is. It's this. It's basically the same thing."
Mm-hmm.
You wrap a biscuit dough around a oh, it's just spectacular. It's amazing. All the sausage rolls in England are yummy. Absolutely, absolutely, they are. Well, I have a stomach ache now. I want to eat. You know what's so funny? Something has happened to me in my adult age where I sit around and dream of food. I used to not be a foodie. I just looked at everything as protein, and now I'm like, it has to taste amazing. I want. Are you like that or what? Are you a foodie or will you just eat anything?
I'll try anything once.
Shalom, are you a picky eater?
Not necessarily a picky eater, but I am a snob. Definitely a snob.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, I'm a snob for things. I'm a coffee snob.
Really?
No.
Oh, she is. Oh, I've gotten the whole recipe.
Yeah,
No.
coffee is a ritual, a full-on ritual. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will go to a meeting I'm not even a part of if they have crummy coffee. I will go sit in the back of the room and I will drink coffee if it's thin, thick, light, dark.
No.
No.
I will just say thank you and smile and pretend to drink it and then just dump it somewhere.
I need a dark roasted coffee.
Yeah, dark roast is, yeah.
That is so funny to me. Candace, I'm obsessed with croissants. I'm obsessed. That reminds me. Wow. I'm obsessed with croissants. I find that strange.
There's a bakery that I need to bring you to and carry. Just thought of it.
Okay. So, like, okay, Shalom. If you came to my house, I drink nothing but Starbucks. I have Starbucks espresso. I have all different types of Starbucks.
Starbucks coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Nope, you're not going to stop it.
I can suffer through it.
So we would have to go to because there's a bunch of coffee houses around here, and they remind me of Seattle and Oregon.
No, I'll just bring my setup with me.
Wow.
She has it. Yes.
Yeah, unless do you have a grinder? A coffee grinder? Okay. It's used for coffee, not things.
I'm not a complete savage.
Well, I mean, I have 3 coffee grinders at my house because I use one for coffee, one for spices, and one for ingredients for my formulation stuff, like for science. So yeah. But yeah. I also am really a stickler for organic and especially fair trade coffee. It doesn't have to be organic as much as it has to be fair trade.
Man,
So
I missed all of it.
most of Starbucks coffee is not fair trade.
No, it's not at all. I'm
No.
obsessed with Jimmy Dean's, Sheila. I'm obsessed with Jimmy Dean's food. I make stuffed breads. Oh, I'm starving now. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. I know why. I know what I like. I don't want to waste time and money with anything else. You know what? In a really funny way, I'm actually like this. In a weird way, I stick to the things I know. But when I was younger, I was an explorer, and there was a lot of things I'd order I didn't like. So I have a certain realm. If it's chicken fried steak, I'm there. I'm a picky eater, snob eater. Wow.
No.
No time for that. Wow, I did not know that. I just like a lot of things with fresh Parmesan cheese on it. I'm obsessed with. I'll put Parmesan cheese on popcorn. I'm picky about how I make my tea. Wow.
Mm.
Would you drink tea with like? I make sun tea with like 20 tea bags.
Oh, Candace, we can go there. I know exactly where that is.
I would drink that sun tea.
Yeah, I like sun tea.
I like it,
especially lemon or lime or something.
Oh yeah, I like my tea to be leaded. I want to be shaking after I drink.
Yeah.
I will bring my own coffee. Oh my gosh, I can't believe people don't like Starbucks. Oh, that is so funny. I only drink Nespresso. I like Nespresso.
Yeah, I put Parmesan on my popcorn too. But it's got to be real Parmigiana. It's got to be the Grana Padano. I buy that crap. I don't care how much it costs. That's what I need.
That is so funny. Do you know around here? I think it's because where I live, Dunkin' Donuts is not popular. There's a Starbucks on every corner.
Yeah.
And Starbucks now is buying out if anything that goes under, like a KFC went under, anything that has a drive-through, they buy it. I'm obsessed with beef fried steak. With chicken fried steak, I'm obsessed with it. It's one of those weird things that, hey, Deb, hello. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I'm way behind. I make the best chicken fried steak. It's an obsession of mine. I think I've had chicken fried steak in almost every state except for Hawaii because I've never been there. I order it everywhere I go. I don't like sun tea. I want it brewed.
Oh, Rita. No. Yeah.
I didn't even know people did that until I worked at Carl's Jr. I had to make massive amounts of. I love Starbucks too, Sydney. I had to make mass amounts of brewed tea every morning. I don't do sun tea, freshly boiled water. Dunkin' Donuts is horrible. I haven't been to one in so long. It's because we have small.
It's gross.
What's that?
Tastes like gasoline. It's gross.
I haven't been there in so long. Like I said, it doesn't last on the. Hey, Deb, great to see you. It doesn't last on the West Coast.
You're not missing anything.
I don't know. It tastes like somebody's been washing ashtrays.
That's bad.
Yeah, that bad.
Even their espresso drinks aren't good. Like I've tried.
Wow. I've never had Starbucks.
I'm a snob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we need to bring you over.
As someone as a kid, it like there was a Starbucks right next to my church, and they put it in when I was like in the 5th or 6th grade. So as a kid, we'd walk over and get one after church.
Like I'm craving coffee now.
I love Parmesan cheese.
I might have to go make a cup.
Hey, I've been to the first Starbucks ever in Seattle. The original Starbucks.
Yeah.
And they, at the time that I was there, still really had all the quality. They didn't burn their coffee on purpose, because they do now. They burn
Hey,
their coffee on purpose so that it never rusts in the pot, or it just, it's gross. It's gross. Yeah. Because coffee oxidizes. That's what
Yeah.
I mean by rust. It
Yeah.
oxidizes, and I find it disgusting. I guess because I can taste all of those qualities, in the coffee, and I just can't stand it. It's like, no, no thanks.
I grew up calling it country fried steak, and being from Louisiana, I cook rice on the side. Oh, I'm starving. I'm obsessed with mashed potatoes, but they make my pants not fit, so I stopped making them. Well, it started because I grow potatoes, and so I'd go in my backyard, and anytime anyone would be like, "These are amazing," I would be like, "They're from my backyard." I was so proud of them, but I gained a lot of weight making mashed potatoes with every meal. I would have spaghetti and mashed potatoes. That's how
Oh no.
crazy I got. That's how crazy I
Oh
got.
wow. Potatoes don't go as bad that fast. You realize that, right?
They can't stop, man. They can't stop growing. They can't stop growing.
Mm.
You know what you should be growing? Sunchokes.
What's
Have you
a
ever? Oh my gosh. Okay, William, you need to start growing some sunchokes. If you can grow potatoes, you can grow sunchokes. And you're in hot weather land, so they'll grow
yeah?
big and beautiful for you. And they are the most amazing thing. They have, like, they look like ginger, like they have that papery skin on the outside, and
Yeah.
they're kind of shaped like ginger, but the inside, when you cook it, it tastes like a cross between a buttery potato and like an artichoke.
Mm.
I'm obsessed with artichokes. I am
So
obsessed with artichokes.
you take the best of those two things, and
Oh,
that's what a sunchoke is. Oh my gosh. Some
no.
people call them Jerusalem artichokes.
Interesting.
They are so good.
My
Oh,
whole life, I either eat it with garlic butter, or, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, I eat artichokes with ranch dressing. I'll destroy an artichoke. I love artichoke.
Yeah,
Now I'm craving
artichoke is good.
artichoke hearts.
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
Rita. Jerusalem artichoke. It's the other name.
Mashed potatoes with country fried steak. Why do I always make rice? Oh,
Mhm.
Mm.
So
I
Rita, back me up on those things. Are they not just heaven? They're so good.
see, Sydney and I are gonna be eating mashed potatoes. I have enough for every. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
For some reason, if my internet cuts out, I apologize.
No. I can hear you, but it
Keep going.
seems as though it might be a YouTube thing,
Mm.
because you're fine here.
Oh, okay. Okay, whatever it was, we've made it through, because all my oh nope, that one's still spinning. We were spinning for a minute. All right, I'm gonna catch up with the chat real quick. I wouldn't care if I I have so many mashed potatoes in my house. We lost you for a minute, so we did get cut out.
No, well, it like your internet was fine. It was YouTube. It was YouTube having a brain fart.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I can see you.
No, because Kansas was saying no audio.
Mm.
It is my, maybe I should jump out and then jump back in, or what? Can you guys hear me?
I can. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you. Good.
yeah. You've never been.
I haven't had a
It's never been.
single drop from you at all, like
Yeah.
on Restream.
Yeah.
It's not Restream.
It's YouTube.
Okay, I just refreshed. Oh man. Oh man.
Okay, William. So Rita backed me up on the Jerusalem artichoke thing. You got to grow them.
Yeah, they said that they can hear us.
Sunchokes.
We're fine.
Okay, we're back. No, it was no, I saw it because I may or may not have a few monitors in this room and everything went spinning and I was like, oh no. No, because the other night I do not sleep at night. And at 3:00 in the morning, I'm sitting in here. I had everything on and my entire room started spinning and I'm like, they're working on the internet. And they were. Okay, good. There you go. I had to leave it and come back. Exactly.
No, it wasn't you, Candace. It was YouTube. It was just YouTube having a part.
Okay, let me go back to my break. Before I finish this.
Yes.
Like lately, I've seen all kinds of wonky stuff on YouTube. And you always say, "Oh, it never happens to me," and then it happens to you.
Yeah, no, YouTube's been a bit of a jerk.
I love when you say things in that Canadian way. I love it when you just called YouTube a jerk. That put a smile on my face.
I am gonna write a strongly worded letter.
I love that. I love that.
Have you ever seen that thing about Canadian graffiti?
No.
It's so good. It's like they're showing like this graffiti that came off of bathroom walls and it says stuff like, your mom is a nice lady.
I can totally see that. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but depending on what day it is, like that's when I sleep. Like I work on Mondays, so sometimes I'll get a 2 or 3 hour nap before work, but then sometimes I'll go into work and then I'll sleep when I come home. And then I take my kid to school. I wait for him, I pick him up, and then I go back to sleep. And then I take him to and then I'll take him to MMA or something. But I do what's called biphasic sleeping, where I just take power naps.
I love challah, Sydney.
Nice.
It's so good. I'm yeah, I made some, well, sort of like challah the other day.
I'm craving it now.
Bread.
Oh, that's funny. I actually knew someone from Israel that taught me how to cook with my grape leaves. I really didn't do anything with it until she walked in my backyard and she's like, "Are you crazy? Let me show you." And I learned how to cook with grape leaves. Like I said, if people around the world just got together and we all made food for each other, first off, we'd be like, "Hey, that's amazing." And second, we'd see how much we all just like fried food.
I'm gonna go against that.
Maybe that's what I'm doing. Power napping. I'm a power napper. I am. Oh, you don't want to eat some jala rice?
No, like I can't eat fried food for everything.
I can't.
Yeah. Just like fried food.
I'm gonna show up around the world with a bottle of hot sauce. I'm just gonna walk around with a bottle of hot sauce.
Oh, I could put hot sauce in almost everything for sure. I love some hot sauce.
I can't eat fried food like that.
Yep, this is what I do. Power naps. If I sleep more than 3 hours, I feel worse, and it's weird. I've kind of fallen into that. It's just a weird thing. I've worked third shift most of my adult life, and I'm a vampire. I wish I had reverse hours. I wish I was on hours like everybody else. When my son was in elementary school, was the only time in my entire life where I was ever a morning person. Stuffed grape leaves are amazing. No, I do not do fried foods. Nope. I'm obsessed, Rita. If anyone's frying something, I'm there. Israel is a beautiful country. With a friend that was from there, I got to see all the local markets and everything. That's awesome. I've been to Haifa. I've been all around there.
I've never been to Israel.
I can eat
I
fried
wouldn't mind
food.
it though.
I'm sure it's changed though from when I'm sure it's changed. The world has changed. So
Yeah,
check with the State Department
yeah,
before you go anywhere.
yeah. No, I mean, but also like something that I think has prevented me in the past is that I would have to get the passport stamped on an extra piece of paper
Hmm,
because there's a lot of countries that won't let you in if you have Israel stamped in your passport. So
for
yeah,
real. No, there's like
yeah,
even if you go to Egypt or anywhere in the Middle East, there's a lot of countries that won't let you go in there after.
yeah. No, anywhere in North Africa.
Yep.
Yeah.
I carry Tabasco with me. I go back and forth. I grew up on Tabasco only. And then I discovered every other hot sauce on earth. And so I have a soft spot for Tabasco, but I'm like, I don't know. I have this weird thing about hot sauce. I love naps, which I could take one every day. Absolutely. I put cayenne pepper in a lot of my foods. I have all kinds of pepper flakes.
I make chili oil. That's what I usually
Oh,
put on
that
stuff.
sounds
That sounds
amazing.
great.
It's really good. Yeah.
Sydney, there's all kinds of crazy like organizations and places that'll like go that you can go with, and the tickets are actually affordable. If you like super hot, you would love the peppers I have. I splice the plants, ghost peppers, and habanero. They just the smell just clears your nose.
It more than clears your nose. I think it takes off a layer of skin from the inside of it.
I have a pepper
Oh
plant.
yeah. Okay. So for Sydney, I'm not actually Jewish. My name is Shalom, and that is my birth name that my mother gave me. But I am Irish Catholic. Shalom was just because I was born in the 70s. Okay.
Do you know how many sunshines, moons, and like I know a
Yeah.
lot of people that their
Yeah.
name is literally Moon.
Yeah. Yeah. I got lucky. I got lucky getting Shalom instead of Moonbeam, whatever. Yeah. I got lucky.
Or
Yeah.
to be named after a band. There's a lot of people
Um,
that are walking around with names that are named after 19 bands from the 70s.
yeah, but nowadays the names, uh, like we have a joke in my house because of my kids. My kids are trolls, and so my daughter says that her fake child's name is Ashverley because like there's so many kids with such ridiculous names now that she just makes it. And she's like, so we if we want somebody to do something and they say they don't want to do it, we say, oh come on, do it for Ashverley.
Oh, I like that.
People have crazy
Yeah.
names here too, but I don't even want to say it out loud in case someone named their child that name, but there are very common names where I live. It's like every other child has certain names.
Uh, okay, so Ollie, no crap. I grew up with a guy named Uriah because of Uriah Heep.
Oh
Not even
wow.
kidding. And his dad is a luthier. Actually, his dad's a luthier. You might even know this guy. His name is Rock, Roch. And he lives on Salt Spring, but he makes almost only basses.
Anywhere where you have to go where you are escorted by the army is intense. And that's like anywhere. If you get escorted by the army, even in America, it's intense.
Mm, yeah. The first time I went to Italy, there were army dudes everywhere with like submachine guns, and it
Oh
was like,
yeah.
but you know, that was just there's just army guys everywhere.
They're
It
like
was
that
normal.
at the Vatican. They want they want you to see they want you to see how much they're not playing.
Yeah, no, Sheila, you're right. It is not a normal Catholic name, you know. And the funny thing is like my sisters and my brother are Bill, Holly, and Amanda, and I got Shalom. And you know, every time I have met, like my uncle married a Jewish woman, so he converted to Judaism. And so whenever I went to their house for you know, a meal or whatever, her son is like his wife's son is a rabbi. And the number of times I've been introduced and they say shalom and they're like, yeah, shalom. And I'm like, no, 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 that's my name. And they'd stop and they look at me and they say, you don't look like a Jew. Nope. No, the red hair probably gives that away, doesn't it?
You know, every time I see you, I want to say shalom, shalom.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, he is in BC. He's on Salt Spring Island. I grew up with his kids.
You know what though? When people find out my like my lineage, where my ancestors are from, people freak out because I have two very different backgrounds, like polar opposite backgrounds, and so I totally understand how people would freak out on your name. I hear the secrets that you keep stuck in my head right now, talking in your sleep.
Yeah, I have a friend named Sky, spelled like the Isle of Skye, because that's where her family's from.
I'm not kidding you. I'm so glad someone said it. Every other person is named Sky here. That's one on the list. That is one on the list.
I knew it was going to be that small of a world, Ollie, because that's him. That's totally Rock.
All right.
My brother went out with Vanessa, his daughter, and Uriah and I were buddies.
To be fair, there are more people in the state of California than all of Canada. So the probability of you guys knowing somebody is extremely high.
But he's a luthier, right? So that's a pretty small world within a small country, you know, like a large country with a small population. So I figured he would have to. And I know that Rock is fairly well known in his field. So when he said, yeah, anyway, I just figured.
You know, I need more days like this. Today was relaxing. I didn't even have drama on the road. Oh, I think it's because I went out before all the crazy people. I live in a weird corridor of Los Angeles. So at any time, people could either be coming or going. And it's just massive traffic. So I feel like I completely bypassed that today. Did you hang with being in traffic just to go to the grocery store?
I mean, I used to drive to Raleigh. If that's really like traffic.
And I'm not claiming a monopoly. Traffic in Raleigh is probably just as intense as traffic in LA. In no way, because I lived I've seen traffic in Houston, Texas. Speaking of which, right now there are a bunch of people not using their turn signals. Houston, I'm looking at you. It's called a turn signal for a reason. Oh, Atlanta the same way. In Atlanta, Georgia, people just merge over.
Well, you're saying you use your turn signal every time?
Yes.
Okay.
Even if it's just a petty little whoop, I flick it and move and then flick it back.
I can't say that I do that.
I named my oldest son. Is that Miss? My oldest daughter, Misty. Okay, I don't have my glasses on. I like that spelling. Oh, we won. The Los Angeles Kings actually won a game.
Who did you guys
Sorry,
play tonight?
the Blues.
Mm.
My oldest son, after his dad's Nick and his other grandfather Ivan, we stuck with Russianish names. Aw, I have a title. I have a title of a name. Hey, Mona. Hello, hello. Yay.
Hi, Mona.
I'm glad to see that everyone's agreeing with me. Let me catch up with the chat before I start sewing again. Everyone agrees with me that driving in certain places is terrible. Oh, I love that. Oh, I absolutely love that. Great to see you, Mona. Great to see you. Hello, hello. And I'm not saying that everywhere else people use their turn signals, but Atlanta was the one place where I noticed where people were not using their turn signals. How you doing there, Shalom?
I am great.
Is because the blinker fluid ran out.
Yeah, yeah, I hate it when my blinker fluid runs out and I have to send my kid. And then, when I have to get there to go get a bucket of steam,
Oh. That's why when I there's certain mechanics, when they say things, I'm like, I know how to work on cars. I just need you to do this. Please don't rip me off.
Yeah.
Me and my two sisters, along with our dad, we all have first names start with C, and E. Parents didn't try to. You know what, Candace? In my family, every single one of my siblings is named after somebody else in my family, so they weren't trying too hard.
In my family, they all got the crappy middle name that my grandfather made them take on. It's so bad. It's just so bad.
The one thing that got ridiculous in my family is that there's at least 7 people that named their child after my father. I have a giant family, so now there's a bunch of people with that name in my family. Yeah, since moving back to Atlanta, I forgot how to use the turn signal now. It drives my daughter crazy. It's just the only place I've ever been where everyone's doing it. Like here, people try, kind of.
I saw a guy from California get pulled over. Like I was parked on the side of the road, and this guy with California plates pulls over in front of me, and then a cop pulls in front of him. And the cop gets out, and I can hear every word that the cop is saying, but not the driver of the California car. But he's like, "Oh, sir, how are you today?" Blah, blah, blah. And you can see the guy nervously sitting in their car waiting for something bad to happen. And the guy says, "Well, I see you're from California, but here in Canada, we use our turn signals when we want to turn a corner. So if you could just do that in the future, that would be great." And the guy's like fumbling through his wallet, and then the cop just says, "Have a good day, bye now," and then just walks away. And the guy from California is just sitting there with this, like, he's just turning his head side to side, like all stunned, like he's not in trouble.
Oh man, in California, if you get pulled over, you're gonna get a ticket. If they pull you over and get out of the car, they're not nice. And Mona, I do the same thing. I can actually, I even when coming to my street, I put my turn signal on.
But you wear it the best, Zodiac.
Hey, Zodiac, how's it going? I used to live in Georgia. I've been all around, and people can't drive in general. So in no way, shape, or form am I saying it's just exclusive to these places. I was shocked when I lived up north and people couldn't drive in the snow. And I'm like, aren't you from here? So it just depends. An unknown item in Denver. See? Thank you. Welcome, Katie. Welcome.
On the freeway in the LA area, it actually wasn't too bad. Like people, if you signaled and somebody might let you in, like you'd have a chance. But if you were just trying to force your way in, they're like, no fucking way in. They're like right on the bumper of the guy in front of them, like just like, no, dude, if you can't be nice, you're not getting
That is
getting any
so
space.
California. That is so California. People, and I
Yeah.
agree with you, Sheila. I'm in the fourth generation with my first name and altering middle names. All the, you know what? I changed my name because I had a title and I was the third. And sometimes I would get my uncle's mail and it bothered me. And so I took the third off of my name.
It's because, Rita, snowbirds are from Canada, where there are, you know, 40 million miles of road and less than 40 million people. So they get to the States, they get to places where there's an interchange. Lord forbid there's an interchange or one of those cloverleaf things. No, we don't have those. We don't have those, though. So it would have been my grandmother who was one of your snowbirds, and I can definitely say for sure that when she was a kid, she went to a one-room schoolhouse, and that's where that's where time stopped. So she would have been one of the people that was an absolute terror on your roads.
And you know what's really funny? Now that we're having this conversation, I can almost tell when someone's not from here because they're driving in a polite manner. Here we're aggressive. We get on each other's tail.
Mm-mm.
And we don't even look at each other. Like I will pass somebody, I won't even look at them. They know what they did. I'm gonna drive right.
Okay, William, I want you to do something for me. If you come and you're driving in Canada anytime, okay, just do the test. Do the test. Do you know the truck driver wave where you hold onto your steering wheel with two fingers and you put up your three fingers, your
Yes.
thumb and the truck driver wave. Okay, do that and count. I bet you 90% of people will wave at you back.
You know,
Bet you.
I don't even know how to say this in a. I've been from Vancouver to Saskatoon on two wheels. Canadian drivers are so much more courteous than American. I'm sorry. They get out of my they were so much more polite than American drivers. Do you know if you brake check a biker, you are putting their life at risk, and that
Absolutely.
never happened in Canada, and it happens all the time in America.
No, we have
I'm gonna try to
a
kill this guy
lot.
today.
We have a huge amount of emphasis put on the two types of vehicles you have to be extra safe around. One is an 18-wheeler that can really, really hurt you, and the other is a biker who you can really, really hurt, because it's not worth not giving a biker space. It's not worth it.
It's
Same with an
crazy.
18-wheeler. You never like tailgate a freaking semi truck that weighs 80,000 freaking pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And Rita, you never have to apologize. Californians have moved east in mass amounts, and there's still over 30 million people in this state right now, and millions have left, and there's still mass amounts of people here.
I just read that comment about Q-tips. That's hilarious.
They would
That
freak
is
out.
that is so accurate. That is so. I live in a sea of Q-tips.
It's been a while. I didn't even understand what people were saying until I lived in Arizona. And one half of the year, the state's filled, and the other half, that's when all the locals are still there.
Yeah, my grandmother had a place in Yuma, Arizona.
Oh wow! I've been to Yuma.
Oh my God, they used to come back. Her and her husband used to come back. Like they had matching toy poodles. And
No.
yeah, no, and the funny thing is they both each had those toy poodles before they met. And when they met, they had two of them. And they used to go and they had pet parades and they used to dress up their dogs and do little parades in Yuma with
I
their
love this comment. I'm the same way. You know what's funny? I'm swervy and I think everyone's a terrible driver. I give plenty of space for bikers. Thank you. You know what it is? It's the people. It's just people don't realize if you hit your brakes, you're putting that person's life at risk. That cup is bigger than your. This is why I have this cup. This is the equivalent of 4 coffee cups, and it's all spatial perception because I have a giant hand. But this cup is huge, and I need a bigger cup.
I think that's called a trough.
I stopped myself the other day at Walmart. I saw this ceramic thing with a handle, but it was like a spout for plants. I was like, I bet I can get a full cup of coffee in there.
Hot.
But I guarantee you, with my luck, that glaze would make me sick. So I was like, I'm not even going to chance it. It's not rated for food.
So Zodi, we were having a conversation about coffee earlier, and it is definitely confirmed that I, by this crowd, that I am a coffee snob. And
I've seen her recipe, Zodi. Seen the recipe.
Yep. I typed out my full recipe for Jess.
She did.
How to make coffee.
It was 10 pages.
Yeah, at least. But Zodi can confirm I'm such a coffee snob that I sent him the entire get-up for making, my coffee.
We have a question. Jess,
Might as well make you big. You gotta make me big.
What is the name of that quilt behind you?
The blue one? The blue one is the Chatsworth quilt. And it's made by Doug Lako. And this is only the first 4 blocks in his pattern. And I put it together as a wall hanging.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
And that's not to be confused with Chatsworth, California. That's a Chatsworth quilt.
No, but it's not a Bargello either.
Bargello sounds like something that you order at a donut shop.
And my illusion quilt right here that I made myself. Isn't it beautiful? So
absolutely. That thing really messes with my eyeballs, actually. That thing's amazing.
And I have another one that's going to go in the middle right here, but I just haven't finished it yet. So
awesome. Yeah. I love the menagerie of quilts.
You know what? Someday your wall might look like this too.
Goals. Life goals. Goals. I prefer to have a biker in front of me. That way I can get out of the way if they go down. I do like to have our coffee made from chicory.
I like the chicory coffee too. It's good.
I do. I have a press. I have a press. I guess I'm bougie with coffee. I don't know. I don't care. And plus my son has broke 3 different presses. I have a 4th one. I can't find it because I hid it from myself. So somewhere in this house, there's a French press that is hidden.
Yeah, like a French press is my second favorite. I prefer my Chemex now.
I just picture you drinking your coffee like this with your pinky up, like.
No. Actually, that is not the done thing any longer. We do not drink our tea with our pinkies in the air anymore. That is entirely Victorian. These days, we keep our pinkies.
Oh, I'm antiquated. I am antiquated. I still eat Grey Poupon. I don't like Bargello.
I just like his reaction to the Bargello, Mono. That's why I say it.
Bargello sounds like a drink you would order at a bougie resort somewhere. Yeah. Bargello sounds like that friend that would that holds your foot when you jump over a fence. Hey, go get Bargello.
You guys are listening to this comedy act right now. Keep going. Keep going. You and your machine.
Bargello sounds like a candy bar. May I please get a Bargello, please?
I'll bring out the Bargello next time.
Zodiac still needs to be beaten into submission, I see.
Thank you, Ollie. I really want to make it a larger one, a larger version of that. It's just I need more stuff. So maybe I should make a video.
You should. I'm working on, like, I'm so glad I've even got this far on the coat, because I'm going to be making a Jenko's video. I probably will tonight with the amount of coffee I've had.
I think I'm now addicted to making yo-yos, and I've seen now that they have yo-yo making
Yes.
thingies.
Yes. I thought you had
And
one when you were making them earlier.
no, I make them completely by hand with tiny, teeny little stitches.
Mhm.
And then I sit there and I even it out with my needle, and then I sew around again, and like
You pull
no.
it all together.
Yeah. No, but and then I sew around again once it's all pulled together,
Oh.
so that they will not pop apart later on. Like
Mm.
they ain't going nowhere.
I think it would be so pretty, like as a little baby girl headband. Oh,
Yes.
I'm just into girls. I could have, yeah.
Let's just start a company making baby girl clothes.
Yes, I could do that. I
Yeah,
could do
let's do it.
I don't make clothes, but I could do that.
I'll teach you how to knit, and we'll just sit there knitting baby sweaters and baby booties.
Can I gotta watch British TV.
Yes, and we'll. I mean, I have BritBox,
Okay.
so you know.
I own a percolator, Sheila.
I have a song that pops in my head when I hear that.
And it is a dance.
Yeah.
It was a dance move back in the day. The percolator.
It was a dance.
Oh no. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt. Now they have the.
Yes.
Oh my God.
My boyfriend Marshall from Italy. Terry.
You know, Jess was saying something about making some Jinkos, and then I'm like, no, you know what they look like?
No,
I just showed her a picture. Like, no, maybe I won't make those.
No, you said no. I told you he was making them.
Oh,
Bargello does sound like
I'm not making any Jinkos.
Bargello does sound like someone's bougie boyfriend from Italy. I love that comment.
Add that to your repertoire for your comedy show.
Patent pending.
That's another thing we need to do is we need to start a t-shirt company.
Yes. I have 2 t-shirts that need to be made within the next week.
Okay.
Yes. And depending on how fast is where they get shipped to.
Okay. I would love. I'd be a very, very dangerous person with the ability to print whatever the hell I want on a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Yes. Cool. Or use electric book.
Oh dear. Yeah, about 5 yards is about right. For each leg.
I have yet to watch BritBox. I think it's because I buy DVDs. In this room, I literally have Miss Marple on DVD.
I love which Miss Marple do you have? Do you have these super old lady?
Full of rye. I know for a fact.
No. Which actress? Like, do you have the one with like all kinds of hair on top of her head, or do you have the little cute little lady with the tiny little glasses, and she wears like a 50s? Oh yes, that's the older version of Miss Marple. I love her. She reminds me so much of my great grandmother, like just way too much.
I buy if I'm really into something, I'll purchase it. And that used to come on TV all the time when I was a kid, so I would always watch it. That and Doctor Who remind me of the old PBS. Back when they want you to learn stuff and watch stuff from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Then my parents got one of those giant satellite dishes.
Oh, my dad had one of those too.
Wow. The
and
old
so all
80s
of a sudden,
giant satellite dish.
Yes.
Every channel. We had, that's why I watched a lot of television from the UK. I watched Desmond. Well, it was called Desmond's Barbershop, but I loved that show. It wasn't that. I can't remember the name now, but I loved that show. I fell in love. I like. There's a bunch of stuff I would watch.
Mona, I just found out that Midsummer Murders is on YouTube. They have full episodes on YouTube.
Can you demonstrate that in the percolator? I don't know if I even hold on. I can't even grab my ankles like that anymore. I might need an aspirin in the morning just doing that move. Say get like a salt shaker. Now that song is in my head again.
Yes.
I used to, but I don't know if the bottom half of my spine could take the lower part of my body moving like that. That's why when I dance, I do a side to side. I don't know if I could do it up and down anymore. Matter of fact, I need to stretch for my hammer video right now. I need to start stretching right now for my video. You would need like 5 yards of denim to make Jankos. What I'm doing, Zodiac, I'm taking 2 pairs of pants. I'm showing people how to make how to make Jankos out of 2 pairs of pants. And the one time I made Beyonce inspired chaps that were huge.
Mm-hmm.
Each side took like 3 yards. Those chaps were humongous.
Wow. I didn't know they were that big.
I'm trying to think if I made a short for that or not. I can't remember. There are some shorts that I like. I have some drafts that are rough. Like they're so bad that I haven't put them out. I watched all the murder shows. They can't be anyone left in those little villages. For real though, Mona. For real.
I am so addicted to British murder mysteries. That is the entire reason why I have BritBox. So I can watch Vera. But now here's the thing. 14 seasons of Vera, and I have watched all of them, and I'm so sad that there's no more Vera.
I watched Last of the Summer's Wine. Just the music. I get it invokes weird emotion out of me. It's this really weird indifference I have. I love that show.
Yeah, I don't know. I love British shows. And like even like British regular TV shows like that Sewing Bee show. Oh my gosh, it is so like I'm addicted to Project Runway, and I watch it every day at 8:00 in the morning on YouTube. And but it's really cutthroat, and people are mean to each other. But on the British Sewing Bee, everybody's so nice to each other. It's just like the baking show, the Great British Baking Show. You know how nice people are to each other. They're always
I
nice
would
to
love
each other.
to be on that. Because there's some shows I watch and I'm like, you couldn't have me in the room with someone trying to sabotage me.
No,
You couldn't have me in the same room with someone like that. I would say something, and then the show would be famous for something else.
Yeah, I love that show.
I'll be butterfly in the sky.
I can go twice as high. Yeah. Take a
look. It's in the book.
It's
Reading Rainbow. I can do anything. Take a look. It's in a book. I loved it. Come on, Jordy was in. That was Jordy's show. I loved that show when I was a kid. I was hardcore, like, because they'd have the medallion books. I would go to the library. Every time they'd recommend a book, I'd go get one of their books.
Mm-hmm.
I loved reading Rainbow. All of our Burton wanted to do was just teach us how to read. That's all he wanted to do.
He wanted to give us the love of learning, the love of reading. What a wonderful man.
Full build up for Jankos. I would have to go buy fabric. Because it would take like quite a few yards. Pockets and all in the giant. The problem with that is the material at the bottom, because it requires a massive amount of material from mid-thigh down.
That could be your out.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've made a full like just pair of Jankos like that.
You could go
But
see
I
Mel.
mean,
Yeah, you could go. You can go
you've
buy
told us. Sorry, I keep it around. Sorry about that, Jess.
that.
But
Any
you've
good?
told us, William, like you have boatloads of freaking denim. Like,
I do.
Hmm.
But most of it's cut in scraps. Oh, don't worry. One day, like I'm not kidding you. When my no bike comes to a crashing, screeching halt, I'm gonna show up and be like, "Look at the 150 yards, but I'm back, everybody."
that's
We're all gonna be
yeah.
just like screaming and cheering on his like, yeah, he did it.
He's got as soon as 2026 hits, he's just good. Like all the money he's saving is just gonna
No,
go.
it's gonna be before that. I'm
It's
feeling.
gonna be gone.
Before it hits.
I've had some weak moments lately, but I've caught myself. I haven't relapsed yet. I've had some
No.
real weak moments, though. It's because I love the ritual of hanging out, eating my McMuffin in the car, being in line waiting. Because it's so funny. It'll be 7:45 in the morning, and there is a line to get into the swap meet on a Saturday. And the Sunday one is so huge, I don't go because there's a literal traffic jam. There's so many people there.
Yeah.
But it's been a while. The economy's changed. I don't know. we
Yeah,
we are
Zodiac has the plan here. He's got the plan for you. Our
giggles
artisanal
from
Jinkos.
scraps. Call them. You know, a long time ago, the one thing that convinced me that you could make money from sewing, I won't say who, but there is a semi-famous rapper type walking around with a vest that I made, and the guy paid me $800 for it. And I was like, he gave me the money, and I was like, some of those patches are from Walmart. But thank you. Like I was shocked that you could make money from making clothes. And I have to thank that person because they're the reason why I like found my Mormon friends and all. I was making a little house in the prairie dresses for a while. You know what? If they call me, I'll go. That'll give me a good excuse to go buy 50 yards of denim.
I'd love me a prairie dress. Good old 70s style. Yeah. The patterns from back then are like oh my gosh, those are so expensive these days.
Really? I have a
Yeah.
boatload of like all kinds of crazy patterns.
No, once the cottagecore folks came around, they've got money, and that is exactly what they like. Yeah, all of those.
I might now that I'm into getting rid of some of my stuff, I might sell some of those because I have a ton of women's patterns, and a lot of them are 19.
As soon as you put vintage, they're all $30 and north. Some of the old not Laura Ashley. What's the name? What's the brand I'm thinking of that I can't name right now?
I will be driving with duct tape to the ceiling.
Some of them are $200 though, William. Those patterns.
I definitely should go through them. I found a honey hole where I found nothing but 1960s, 70s, and 80s and 90s patterns. And I have two like file cabinet, like, like file size tubs filled with patterns. Even my Western one, oh gosh, people who know me are going to be like, you still haven't done anything with this. I once a year, I bust this out and I'm like, should I do something with this? But look at this guy's arm. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Hi.
Look at his arm. This arm is, whoops, wrong side. This arm is so much longer.
Gunny Sacks. Yeah. That's the name of the company. The Gunny Sacks patterns, ridiculous what they go for.
I have all kinds of authentic patterns around here, though.
Yeah, make it.
I've been dying to. It's just the I don't want to. It's like artwork in here, so I don't want to cut it up.
Well, trace it out on something.
Yeah, no, don't cut it out.
Well,
Cutting it out will drop the value.
So I think it's time to sell all my old patterns. A long time ago, I had a good friend. She's actually Muslim, and she's like, "Hey, I know this is weird, but do you know how to make denim dresses?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I made her one, and then her friend who was Mormon was like, "Hey, will you make me some? I have 30 family members." And I'm not
The
even
modesty crew. Yeah, it's not easy to find things when you're a modesty dresser.
And so in my town. I'm that guy that makes dresses for.
Nice.
But I think it's because also I know all the people on the outskirts, and they own a giant property out there.
Sheila had a Gunny Sacks wedding dress. I'm drooling a little bit right now.
I agree with Alibaba. I'm gonna definitely have to do. I'm gonna have to do some research, and part of me is like, I want to do it. I read ahead. I gave away all my patterns. I'm the kind of person who would give away a pattern, and not know it's worth hundreds. A while ago, I bought picking rights to a house, and I walked in, and there was hundreds of thousands of comic books. My son walked up and grabbed a Hulk book. He's like, I like this. He destroyed it in the back of my car. I looked it up. That one book was worth $700.
Yeah.
So I learned my lesson to do my research first. Oh. How did the paper those patterns are printed on hold up? I'll show you. It's extremely well.
It's because the tissue paper back then was not made with acid in it, and so it doesn't it doesn't just decompose.
This is like paper though. This is like
it's paper. Oh wow.
It's like this is so thick. It's like brand new. That's why I don't want to mess with
wild.
With the
but like the old school tissue paper patterns were made with acid-free paper.
This is thick. Like you could defend yourself with this.
It'll take a bullet for you.
Yes.
But that was pretty much one of the only men's patterns I found.
I love Stephanie Canada. She makes fun stuff.
Stephanie Canada trips me out because she's like, I'm not going to buy this. And then she's like, I bought a whole estate.
Yep. And then did you see the fabric haul after she bought an estate sales worth of fabric?
Yes. That whole saga, I was like, well, at least I'm not that bad. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
If as long as I have a new scale. As long as I don't need a U-Haul, I'm okay. If my fabric haul doesn't include a U-Haul, I'm good. If you need to rent a U-Haul, then you have purchased a fabric store.
But her U-Haul was so full, like she had to leave some stuff behind. And if you lifted that door of the U-Haul, things were falling out on you.
Oh my God. You know what? Part of it is jealousy too, because I wish I had the infrastructure for something like that. I wish. I just don't have the space. Because a long time ago, I used to flip stuff. I would sell stuff, and I met somebody that taught me how to buy lockers and sell everything out of it. I just don't have the space or the patience for that anymore.
For me, it's definitely, well, I mean, it's the space, but it's even more so the time and patience. Mm-hmm. And you got to wash things, and gosh, I just don't have time.
Oh yeah. The one thing I don't miss about buying lockers though is that like somebody's down and out and you're buying their stuff vulture style. It's different. Like there's lockers they open and you can tell like someone put their stuff in there in 89, paid the bill, and then never came back, you know?
Yeah.
That's different. But you can, like, if you see baby pictures and stuff and you realize you're the same age, it's not easy buying lockers. It's not.
Yeah,
And
no, I wouldn't want to do that.
it was fun though. And a long time ago, I knew someone who purchased a locker, opened the door, and there was 6 Sea-Doos with the keys and the trailer. And it was
Wow.
kind of a legend where I'm from. And I used to party on those Sea-Doos. And even when I found the comic books, I made a massive amount of money. But what no one ever tells you is that you have to have a place to put these. It has to be in a cool place. You have to have, you know, you basically, you have
Temperature
to be,
controls that way.
oh yeah, you have to know what you're doing.
You need yourself a giant humidor. Yeah.
That's why I really, I miss that. But really, it's the thrill of the chase is buying lockers. I used to watch that locker auction. That show was super staged because really it's not that exciting. It's kind of quiet actually, unless you get a real character there. But it's kind of like because people don't want people to know they're either what they're bidding on. The Pawn Star. I watched Pawn Stars. I loved Pawn Stars. You'd be surprised how tiny that shop is, though.
Yeah, I haven't watched them forever. It's like a, yeah, it's really thin and like just like a shotgun, right?
Oh, it's tiny. Rick built a barbecue place next door. It's 2 stories. It towers over the shop, literally. Literally. But he had enough money where he bought the property next door. And they have a bunch of cool cars. They always have like a bunch of cool cars outside. It was manager for a storage facility where RVs were stored. Plus, people rented out 40-foot Connex boxes. I hated when someone left stuff. What a pain. Absolutely. Auctions are crazy. There's a Canadian guy on YouTube who buys houses full of stuff. I miss those days. It's an adventure.
Yeah.
It's an adventure. But sometimes, like, there was one time I bought picking rights to a house. I walked in the house and it was all trash and boxes. So for as much as you hit home runs, sometimes you strike out. My nephew made crazy money with his comic books. I did too, but then I got a divorce and it's so sad. I came upon these. I was so excited. My comic books paid for my divorce lawyer. I could have got rich off of those things, but instead my lawyer did. I'm an international harvester. Still there. Still there.
I can see the video playing.
Pawn Star's shop is tiny. Passed by it when I was in Vegas, and the line, yes. And this is the thing that the only reason you even know where the store is because there's a line for people, and everyone's taking selfies in front of it.
That's funny.
Storage Wars was totally staged. Thank you, Kate. It was totally staged because it's rare that you'll find lockers that juiced with that much cool stuff. Like you'll find like a jukebox, but that'll be the only real thing of value in there.
Mm-hmm.
I do. There's this weird thing about auctions. I think it's because I grew up around first like state fair, cow auctions and stuff like that. I love auctions. Curiosity Incorporated is the channel. I'll definitely have to check that out, Sheila. I'm always looking for new stuff to watch on YouTube because I'm gonna cry the day I find the bottom of YouTube. That's true. Like every time I'm like, there has to be other stuff, and I find it. Curiosity Incorporated in Edmonton. He's a great show. He's a great show for house buying and picking sometimes. I love that. I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. Auctions are dangerous. I buy stuff I don't want or need. Absolutely.
It just becomes a competition. It's like, oh, I need that. Oh, somebody else wants that. Oh shit! Now I have to go. You just buy it because you don't want to lose.
You know what, Terry? I love how you look at this because I do look back in bitterness, but well, those comic books served a purpose better than having junk. That's true. That's true. But it was worth well over $100,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. That hurts. That hurts.
And
Uh,
I had it, and then I gave it to my lawyer.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Well, I hope your life is better now and that it was worth it.
My life's great. It's shiny every day. I wake up and smile. I do
Okay.
this every day.
I think a lot of people have to pay a lot more than $100,000 to feel like that.
No, getting divorced in any state is expensive, but in my state, it's unreal. The lawyers get rich here.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they get rich in a lot of places. The
Well,
more
it's
you
paid,
and the more
that's
money you have, the richer the lawyers get.
the funny thing is, I still have a ton of comic books, but I got so burnt out from selling them. There are just rows and rows of long boxes in my middle closet.
Mm,
So if anybody needs an entire rung of the 1980s thing, call me.
I'm sure somebody does.
I look back and laugh. That's all you can like. You have to. I have this really weird indifference where I just look back and I'm like, hey, what can you do? Nothing. So I just laugh it off. My best friend and I used to go to auctions in England. So cool. There's one I want to go to that I've never been. LAX has massive auctions of the stuff that people leave at the airport.
Luggage. Yeah, and
Yes.
like lost luggage and shit. Yeah.
My have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping
Like,
by. My mom bought this like really expensive shawl for $20 at a LAX auction,
Mhm.
and it was like worth thousands of bucks.
Oh, was it a Shetland shawl? A wedding ring shawl?
It's she knew what it was. I to me it just looked like a piece of fabric.
Okay. Because I have one of those, and they're legendarily worth their weight in gold, or more than their weight in gold,
Mhm.
because but they're knit, but with thread. Like it's not like wool, it's thread, and they're made in these amazingly intricate patterns. And it takes forever to knit one, and you have to have like such skill to knit one. I could not knit one, and I have my great grandmothers, and the thing is, you're supposed to be able to put them through your wedding ring, like they're that finely knit.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Hmm. I have to repair it because it's old.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona.
Mhm.
Good night, Mona.
You can buy a pallet of good from I've always wanted to do this too, but like I don't want to get 50 coffee makers.
Yeah. Also, I'd be afraid of something that's just repetitive that I can't get rid of.
There's a store that's in Long Beach, and to give you perspective, that is literally on the other side of LA. It would take me 2 to 3 hours to get there, but it's a wholesale store where they have crazy prices, but I think they buy pallets and just sell them for insane prices.
Yeah, there's a business here that does that. Like sell, like people return things, and if it wasn't broken, then they just tape the box back up and sell it for pennies on the dollar, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
love
goodness.
Costco. Here they
Do
still
you?
have the $1.50 hot dog with the soda.
They do.
Apparently, it's been the same price for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And they'll never go up. Yeah.
That's probably what got my obsession with hot dogs at like everywhere. Was Costco. That was like the original place.
I thought you were going to say all those little stations that you can go to and eat at. Just, I'll take some of this. Thank you.
So
I'll try this.
when I was a kid, I had a job at 12 years old. I worked with my aunt and my cousin at my aunt worked at a high school. She ran the ASB store.
Okay.
Once a week, like I would work there during the summer with my cousin, but once a week she would take us to Costco and we would go crazy. We go to every single station.
What's an ASB store?
They're kind of they don't have as much food out like they used to.
No, they give you little paper cups now.
And exactly. They count their portions. Back then, they were feeding us. They didn't even know that was lunch. Like we were.
You just walked around and had lunch. Yeah.
Oh, I miss that. I miss that. Like we were stuffed when we walked out.
Yeah, we had a grocery store here, and they had like these little. When you go into the deli area, they had cheese and they had fruit and cookies for samples. So my daughter, she'd go, samples, and that's like the only thing that she wanted to ride the dragon, and then she wanted samples. So we just go around. We just keep going around. All right, you want another grape? You want another tomato? Do you want to? And she'll just eat, and then we can go shopping. So it was fun.
Oh, I miss those days.
Oh, yes.
The Swedish meatballs are very good at IKEA.
Oh, they are.
IKEA does have some good stuff.
Yes. Sometimes I just go to IKEA because I want that. Is that bad?
No. You know, my hospital, at the hospital closest to my house, they have these Indian ladies, like from India, that run the cafeteria downstairs. And every Wednesday, they do butter chicken. And it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Yeah. And I'll go to the hospital to have lunch on a Wednesday.
Hey, the Kaiser by my house has amazing food. They have a cafeteria at the hospital by my house, so there's no judgment here whatsoever. I'm 5 hours one way. The nearest Costco, so not going there. Costco. I have great memories at a Costco. Trader Joe's. I haven't been to Trader Joe's in a while.
I didn't know Trader Joe's had samples.
They're probably very expensive bougie samples.
What grocery store is that? Not the Food Lion.
Oh, it's Harris Teeter. But Harris Teeter doesn't do it anymore since the pandemic.
Yeah, now I'm craving butter chicken.
Yeah, I love butter chicken. But we have a lot of people who moved here from India, like all the way back from the 70s forward. Like because we're a Commonwealth country, people from other Commonwealth countries can move here. And man, we have the best Indian food. Oh. What's that one that we have? Whole Foods. We don't have Trader Joe's, but we do have Whole Foods.
Yeah, they're pretty similar, but Whole Foods is just a tick up there. I really like going to Wegmans. Yeah, Wegmans is a northern grocery store that's come down here, and it's very comparable to Whole Foods. Very comparable. But that's where I get all my my hummus and little delights that I can't get anywhere else.
You don't make your own hummus?
I don't want to make my own hummus.
Really?
I want caramel onion hummus. You gonna make that for me?
That's caramelized onion hummus. I would make you that.
Okay. Then there we go.
Yep.
No, I've never. I'm okay, but it just never turns out the way I want it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like there's always something missing.
Sorry, I had to run.
No, do your thing.
I had to go check on my international harvester.
How's it going? It didn't get stolen.
I just want to sing the song. I'm a fine working blah 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 blah. I'm an international harvester.
After the stream, I want you to blast it. Okay, put it on and go to town.
There are certain stores I stay out of, and it's so sad. Walmart is cheaper than everybody else because they outbuy everyone. So they'll buy like 100 million units when your grocery store only buys like 10 to 15. So their prices are so much. Wegmans is bougie.
It is.
What's Wegmans?
A grocery store. It's a northern grocery store that's come down here. Yeah, it's like our version of it's like another version of Whole Foods.
Oh, okay.
We have Whole Foods. Cafeteria inside of it too, like Whole Foods does, and yeah.
What is the name of that insane LA grocery store where you can get your $25 smoothie because Taylor Swift likes them or something?
Sprouts?
No. It's
Jamba Juice?
No, it's the grocery store. It's a grocery store and it's super like ultra bougie. Like you can go in and buy $100 steak and.
I don't know. It probably is. They probably don't have them in my neighborhood. Like we have what's called Vons, and if there's a what's called a Pavilions, that's the bougie grocery store. And for some reason, it's the same brand because it's all Safeway. But Pavilions are in like $1 million neighborhoods. And everything's marked up. It's the same. And yes, I did. Yes, I did, Judy. It's the same stuff, just marked up. That is so funny. If Taylor Swift is doing something, please stay out of my town. If you are not from Los Angeles, I say this with love. Hey, hold on. Let me make myself big. Hey, oh, whoops.
Oh, no, it's me.
Hey, come and visit. Come see us. We love you guys. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Don't move here. Taylor Swift, over it. Every time I love Big Green Tractor song better.
Erewhon.
I like that song too.
Erewhon is the
Erewhon?
Yeah. EREWHON.
I've never heard of that before.
Okay. It's like the influencer goes there,
one of my life goals is to end up on People of Walmart. So that's not necessarily a store that I will end up at.
I told you how you're going to do it, right?
We're going to have to do that. I'm just going to pick the funkiest coat and I'm just going to pose in an aisle. I'm going to grab something and just the funkiest pose I can find.
I'm going to snap a great picture. Or two.
I guess I'm just going to have to enter myself into People of Walmart.
I'll do it for you.
Should I wear I have this ingenious thing for the TSA where I'm just going to have a see-through a see-through hoodie and pants. And I'm not, it's not an original idea. I actually saw it on Instagram where someone did it at an airport, but they were like, they had plastic clothes. And do you know what happened? The TSA people were like, you guys can go through because they didn't have to search them because you could see they clearly just had their underwear on, literally.
That's good thinking. That's good thinking. Out of the box.
So should I wear my
No, I just like getting manhandled. That's we probably had this conversation because every time I go through TSA, I get searched every single time.
Yeah, me too. Randomly selected.
Just don't tell me. Just pat me down and get it over with.
Yes.
Don't move to California. Oh, California's so expensive right now. It's insane. I said this thing about people from California moving to Texas. Come visit, but go home. I love you guys. We have amazing stuff here. Oh. Sydney is concerned. No, he is not the Zodiac. Word we can't say on YouTube too many times. I low-key boycott Walmart. Do you know what about I recently started going to Walmart again. I hadn't gone in years because I was so mad because they sell fabric that if you wash it, certain fabric, if you wash it, it fades within 2 to 3 washings. And I mean like fade, like color gone. So I don't know. I'm back and forth with Walmart. The problem with Walmart is the convenience. It is less than like 3-minute car ride from my house. I know, Sydney. We absolutely love you. It's just a fun joke. Zodiac, are you in Austin? I totally understand. I don't want any here in Georgia. See, we're all in agreement. I forgot my cell phone in my pocket at the airport TSA. I can't tell you the baloney I went through. That's terrible. I'm telling you. See, that's why. That's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily even want to fly anymore. And I think also one of the reasons I was burnt out of flying is I flew right after September 11th and had some incidents. And so, I was kind of I was over TSA back then. They were they just make me okay. Shalom, do you get randomly searched when you go to the airport?
Every single time. Every single time. Like I went when Avery was 18 months old, I was flying. I took her with me to go visit my sister. And no crap, they took apart her juice box contain, like, you know how they wrap juice boxes in fives?
Oh yeah.
They took that apart and swabbed in between them and apparently found some kind of terrorist substance.
Oh, come
And
on.
they know I'm serious. And they were like, have you been on a farm lately? And I'm just like, oh, and I just a little switch flipped in my brain, and I went, oh, I was gardening. Do you think maybe it's from that? And she's like, oh yeah, that'll be it. But no, it's every single time. Every single time I go anywhere, and this has been since the 90s. Every time, randomly. They say randomly selected. No. No.
Do you get selected a lot, twin?
They just want to touch me. That's what I say. They just want to touch me.
Do
Every
you
time.
do you know what's really funny? When I used to fly, like it was more 25-75. They rarely searched me.
I can see a million people go through, and then me. Just like, I'm the safest person here. What do I have?
I'm not saying it was pleasant, but like I would always laugh. They'd walk up to somebody like, "We're randomly searching this person." I'm like, "Looks like they're not going to get on the plane."
No.
Oh,
Let's get this female agent over here so she can help you out. Would you like to go somewhere private? And then I'm like, no, just do it right here. I'm just
now
done.
they like the way you look.
Yeah, I guess.
This is so true about Walmart. They do put finishes on, and it does fade. It's so sad because all that fabric is amazing, but you can't wash it. I used to watch a lot of true crime, but then like it made the weekend scary because I'm by myself on the weekends. It got to the point where I'd be walking around my house with a cricket bat. Like, I watched way too much true crime. Way too much. Before TSA, I went through airport security and forgot I was wearing steel-toe boots. That caused the whole thing.
Well, you got to, yeah.
Oh.
I got sent back from the American border crossing, like at the border crossing into Washington. And I got sent back 2 days, like 2 times in a row, the same day. And the third time I went back, I went into Vancouver. I went to Value Village. I bought myself a whole new outfit. And I made myself, like, I had dreadlocks and everything. And I put my hair into I bought a really cute scarf, and I put it over my head, like, like a bandana thing. And I swear I dressed like a Sunday school teacher. And when I went through the border the next day, they're like, business or pleasure? And I said, I'm gonna go shopping and drink beer. And they didn't. They just went, have a nice time.
Oh my
God. Another question.
Absolutely hilarious.
1 second, sweetheart.
Isn't that sad how that works, though?
Oh.
You know what's so funny? Even I came back on a cruise when Isaiah was in a stroller. They searched my ex-wife's entire family, and they didn't search me. They literally opened the gate. I had contraband all up in the stroller. They opened the gate and let me walk around the metal detector because I had a baby. Well, he was like 2. But he was still a little guy. No, yeah, he was like 1 around there, but he was young.
He helped you get through.
Still to this day, we talk about that. They all they had cartons. They all got confiscated. I had 6 cartons, didn't get confiscated.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been singled out in Paris by security. They love to harass Americans. This is true, or maybe it was the last name.
I got taken aside in Paris too, but in a grocery store, and he wanted to go through all of my things, like my bag, everything. It was yeah. So not even just at the airport. I can go to a grocery store and get taken in for a random search and be randomly selected.
It was, I'll tell you, and I know it's shocking to picture me actually having hair, but whenever I shaved my head, I stopped getting searched at the airport. I'm not kidding you. When I had my giant fro, I would get searched all the time, and then when I guess I was older, but I just never got searched after that.
I don't even, I have no clue why I'm such a heat score, but I
Hey,
am a
Laura.
total heat score. Hi, Laura.
Great to see you. Welcome. But it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to an airport because I like driving.
Mm-hmm.
So the road to North Carolina might be paved by me driving there.
Hey, I mean, how much of that drive is Route 66?
He can take 40 all the way here. 40 comes all the way.
Yeah, but
When-
Route 66.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
When I was in my 20s, a friend of mine, we drove from Santa Monica to Savannah, Georgia, and I still crave a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
I still to this day, so I think that's what it is. I just love a good road trip, but the formula has to be right. It can't be forced.
I love a road trip. I gotta say something to Judy though. Judy, I think you're right, but I think that look that gets me taken into security every single time also has made me get off of jury duty every single time. I must just look like a stoner. I think that's it.
I knew you'd have a story. TSA, my favorite subject, not. I was literally physically violated more than once. My husband flies so often, he rarely is searched. See, I think they go after women more than men. They literally leave me alone.
Yeah, Laura, you just missed my whole story every time. Every time. I get patted down. Every time.
That is so funny to me because, and I come in full vest, cheese sauce on my shirt. I look like it should be searched, and they leave me alone every time.
And they go, see this picture right here? See where it's yellow? That's where we need to search. There's always that one special area. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, go ahead, touch me there. Go ahead.
I love Savannah too, Sydney. Great place. Good people.
I want to see the trees in Savannah.
It's a certain time of year where it's absolutely beautiful. But I grew up next to orchards. So if you want to see that, you can go to Central California. Just get on any freeway and drive north, and there's endless orchards. My dad worked in Moscow for a couple of years in the 90s. Him and my stepmom were always getting pulled off the search by the street police. Drunk Americans drew attention, I guess. Oh, wow. I couldn't imagine living in Russia, even in the 90s. Every time I have gone to Canada, they search everything. The Border Patrol is different, though. I've been through on I've been from Guatemala all the way to Alaska. The Border Patrol does not play on any
No,
side.
no,
And for
no.
some reason, I thought they were going to be soft on the Canada side. I have no idea why I had that idea in my head. They're harsher on the Canada side than they
Yeah,
are in Mexico.
no, they don't play. They don't play.
Mm-mm.
Like, I mean, maybe they're nicer to us coming home, but they're not. They don't play. You know.
I had a friend, she is literally banned from Canada. She if you have any felony, you cannot enter Canada. And no one knew. It's always anyways, long story short, she tried to enter twice, and on the second time, they full felony stop, pulled out guns. They detained her and made her sign a piece of paper that said if she ever comes back to Canada, she's gonna go to jail for 30 to 40 years.
Laura, I told them the same thing.
They don't play on either side. Guess we
No,
wanted.
border control. They just have to automatically be. I think you have to drink your jerk juice every day to be in the border patrol guy.
This exact same thing happened to Jess.
Okay? Yes.
Unless I get dinner first. Seriously, though, I'm like that too. I told this story a long time ago. Right after September 11th, I had long hair, and I would put a shirt over my head. Let me see if I have my picture. Let's give context. I did not cut my hair for years after this.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Oh, you are so cute. Look at your little smiley face.
I had a giant fro, and I didn't cut my hair for a long time until I was completely bald here. But long story short, this was right after September 11th. Someone was uncomfortable with me being on the plane. The National Guard walked up to me, and he was like, "Look, bro, you have two options. You can either walk off this plane with dignity, or I can drag you kicking and screaming." I looked at him. I was a tough guy. I looked at him and I said, "I'll go kicking." Let me tell you, I didn't get to finish the word screaming. He grabbed me and they dragged me off of the plane.
Mm.
But once they found out I was American, we got multiple round trip flights around America. That's why I've been to really random cities.
Mm.
And San Francisco 2 times after that. Friendliest border crossing was Niagara into Canada. I need to remember that. That's on the list. Thank you. That was in high school. You could tell because you could see my bone structure. I was young. That was probably the last time I had long hair. It was 1990. Cough, 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 cough. I won't admit it.
Oh my god, I have to show you my 90s my 90s dreadlocks picture. Zodi
I
has a
looked
name
like-
for it. I wish I could remember it. Zodi, what do you call that picture? He's got a name for that picture.
I know, Sheila. It's I this room is a TARDIS. You'd be surprised what I can pull out of here. I have a ton of stuff in here. I know it's shocking that I watch Miss Marple, but I grew up watching PBS, so I love all that 1980s, 1990s British television stuff. And I still watch Inspector Wexford. I still watch Reg. I still watch Inspector Morris with John Thaw.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be watching it tonight because I'm going to be finishing that coat.
Well, all that coffee you've been drinking.
Well, about 5 or 6 months ago, I met somebody who introduced me to Vietnamese coffee.
Oh, really?
Breakfast Club photo, that's right.
And so now I'm pulling shots at my own house. And my knee is twitching like this.
That's why it does that. Are you sure?
It grabs me. I went into a federal building here. They took my ID and asked me to sign. I said, Daisy Duck. There's an Apartment 227 episode like that where she signs Daisy Duck. Oh, I missed that show. The Breakfast Club photo. I loved that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because like it's my two sisters and I in the photo, and apparently I'm the Judd Nelson character, the, the criminal one.
That's the best one to be.
And
You know
my
what?
sister was the little bubbly one, and my middle sister was like the snobby pretty one, and yeah.
Laura, this is the reason why I do not fly. This is the reason why. I've heard nothing but horror stories. Because I used to travel a lot, and I retired, and then after I got divorced, I was like, I'm ready to travel. And I have this new policy, like if I can't drive there, it's different. If it's a different country, I'll put up with it, but I refuse to deal with the TSA. That is absolute. What's shocking is you know where stuff is located. Oh, in this room, absolutely. That is absolutely awful. After my incident with the National Guard, I didn't fly for a while.
Can't say I blame you.
Well, it
No.
was weird
Yeah,
because somebody else felt uncomfortable just because of my presence, and they didn't even ask because people were crazy after September 11th, and I don't blame them.
Oh, they
But
thought you
like,
were a terrorist?
I would take a literal T-shirt, put it over my fro, tie the arms, and pull my hair back because my fro became a lion's mane. And as a man, I was like, I don't want to take care of my hair. Like, and I would wrap my hair. I would literally wrap my hair all the time. I got good at it actually. That's why I drive everywhere. Thank you. I'm the same way. See, Kilroy and I are gonna go on a road trip. PA, here I come. That's why I drive. Absolutely. Absolutely. I only fly once a year. I don't know. Even they searched my 70-something-year-old mother. Like she's a drug mule or something. My husband travels all the time. He said after 9/11 he was strip searched, but not since then. Yikes. It was really bad after 9/11. How's it going, Skids? Great to see you. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Skips.
But I learned a lesson that day. If 15 young strapping National Guards ask you to get off a plane, you should. Oh, good times. Good times.
Okay, I sent you both that photo just now.
Man, I miss the pre-TSA days. Sheila, I'm not kidding you. I flew so much from Sky Harbor International Airport to Burbank that on September 10th, 2001, I got on a plane with no ID at like 11 something at night. I will contend that I was the last American to ever get on a plane with no ID because they knew us. I left my ID back at where I was staying in Arizona, and they were like, "Oh, we know you. Go ahead." And they let us get on the plane.
Oh, you're so
Aw.
adorable.
I swear we partied. We partied, Shalom. We
Yeah,
partied.
me and you. Yeah,
We
I think you
partied.
met all of my friends at the ferry that one day.
We partied hard.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yay.
that's he calls that the Breakfast Club photo. Can you see
Yeah.
why?
Yes. So you partied with her, and I served you food when you came up to Plattsburgh.
What song is it? Isn't Don't You Forget About Me?
Yeah, that's the one.
Don't.
Yeah.
The National Guard does not play. I learned that day. Oh no, I have that song stuck in my head. William, that's crazy. Not the same nowadays. See that, and I think because I had an experience, I am not a fan of flying. And you know what's funny? I think that's one of the reasons they really rarely searched me after that, because I was probably on file. They're like, "Oh, we know everything about this young man. He's literally just flying."
He's okay. He's one of us.
Good night, Judy. See you tomorrow.
Oh, good night, Judy. I'll see you around the interwebs tomorrow.
Thank you so much for stopping
Yes.
by, Judy. I'll be back at it in 24 hours from now. Thank you so much for stopping by. I have international. Oh man, we've gone for 3 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I didn't even...
It just flies by, doesn't it? It's crazy.
Well, we've officially gone around Jupiter Station twice. Dropped off all
Mhm.
the passengers that we needed to. This was a beautiful flight here in Sewing Station. The USS Sewing Prize.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I forgot my stewardess outfit. I'm sorry.
NCC 1701, the Sewing Express,
Yeah.
the Sewer Prize.
There's this weird legend that the NC is named after one of the writers who lived on North Cherry Street here in LA.
Oh, really?
There is this really famous story about that, but I want to hear, like, I've heard it from, I used to go to cons, and I've heard multiple people say it in different states, but legends grow and stories get told all the time. So I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah. Oh, drops of Jupiter. It's been.
Also, I'm just not having to pay for extra luggage. I miss them not like. Do you know what's really funny? I've been to Chicago once, but I have a vest that's been to Chicago 3 times because they lost my luggage.
See, that's why I carry my little luggage with me, and I carry it through the plane because when I go places, it's only for a couple days. I'm not there for a whole week, so I don't need to bring my big luggage.
I saw the greatest tip.
Or bring it with me.
I've learned.
I saw the greatest tip the other day on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So bring in, you can get away with an extra carry-on if you bring in a plastic grocery bag, and then with your then you go in to one of the duty-free stores and buy one of their big expensive dollar plastic duty-free bags, and then just put your crap in that. And you can get away with, like, nobody's going to check it. Nobody's going to, like, say boo about you coming in there with a duty-free bag. So let's get away with an extra bag.
See, we're back to clear clothing. See, this is why I'm just going to show up in full plastic suit.
I can't wait to see it.
I just got to do some sit-ups first. Like a whole heap of sit-ups.
I'm gonna go to the plastic place and buy a whole bunch of clear vinyl, and I'm gonna make you a vinyl tuxedo. That's what
I'd wear it. I want one like Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber though.
Oh yes.
I told my son, I showed my son that scene. He was like, I will never dress up like this for you. I was like, you get to wear the orange suit, I'll wear the powder blue one. He's like, never. I know twin powder blue or orange. We gotta dress up like Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, I'm blue. It matches my eyes.
I love orange. I love orange.
Yeah, you've got the skin tone that would work well with orange.
That's why I started making all that stuff out of orange tweed. I was like, oh, this looks good on me. I don't care what anyone thinks. This looks good.
I'll make a purple one and be the odd man out, but still be on theme.
Nice. My niece went from Houston to LA and then on to Hawaii, her honeymoon. Her luggage went to Chicago. It's always Chicago too. I don't know why.
It's a vortex. Chicago Airport.
Oh, I gotta talk to you after the stream. I want to say it out loud.
So we've been going for 3 hours. I am getting the giggly phase. But seriously, I want to thank everybody who hangs out. You guys make this channel what it is. Thank you so much. To everybody who watches this in a replay, you're amazing. And to my Canadian friends, I salute you with both hands because you guys are really watching my streams. And I love you. And I thank you. Canada is coming through.
Ooh, they're really ticking up on your little subscriber list, aren't
They are like every stream. Canadian, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Canadians are watching my stream, so I thank
Keep
you.
going, Canada. You keep going. You're gonna be number one someday.
I'm gonna put my Canadians. I'm gonna go find my shrunken Canadians jersey and go put it on.
You need to put a Canadian flag up there so we can do the anthem and everything.
Do you know what's really funny? That's the one flag I don't have. I have a Union Jack. I know it's so strange. I have flags from all around the world.
Get on Amazon. You gotta do it now. Get on Amazon. You gotta go buy it now.
I do. If you have a carry-on, you can take it to the gate and they'll check it through on your final destination for free.
Yes, they will.
No worries, Laura. No worries. Thank you so much for stopping by. Tomorrow, my Tony McTwin will be on at 5 o'clock West Coast time. I will be on at 6.
8 o'clock East Coast.
And Tammy will be on at 7 o'clock. That's West Coast time. Thank you for flying my so-called Life Airlines.
Straight past Jupiter 3 times.
We will be back at it tomorrow. Tonight flew by. Thank you so much. I had a great time. You guys are amazing. See you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great evening. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be back at it on Monday. Until then, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely not end the stream where you can't hear me. See you tomorrow.
Hey guys.
Have a great night. Bye.